Man, Yama Munyante, and Makwaba at the Eba Isha 1045 FM. So, your number one account radio station as soon dear Santimana, Jatumini, and Anope, Yatanase. Yet I would have been some now at the Ebewo. Every Saturday I'll copy him, say 12 o'clock, Bebo. I would have been some, and Yadi Eba. Jumedi, Yaya, sir, every pem, ye may be a woman, Yamana, what drink to that wet to me at the Aba Jumedia. So, na Yina, yes, my bobo, who never sweat. Timabwa ya the feel some of the baba them performance so some and so at the bebro na and also yet to me at the who and come ya do be live our YouTube handle uko YouTube anon Nhyira TV our YouTube now fe wet me adwane uko YouTube na o do comment e the aba and the messages work akwajan hobrepem ya begin kani nyina e the masan so ana on Facebook Nhyira 1045 FM Nhyira 1045 FM our Facebook handle na also wet me atwane na wakwajan messages so na yakin kan e the amount from Gabi Thuram the foreigner Katonia say yanyaba menema pamfo ne yaba yabakom kakra ede amamo dwumade so na evat insem bebre ana yede eba ewo eyen krofo amanso the latest update eba abrantia ne dey jantia Monday Madrid abrante no from RB Leipzig beda akwakosi say sa enkoma no anope yede on update ede ba yes Madrid besina anya de say RB Leipzig for no enso eto monka awonsem ha yede ni nyina ede ebrawo na anya no kwa Vinicius Junior to Arsenal and also on update ha yes the probability Sa Branton betimi adwane Arsenal no am say 40% the pep enti amanfo won say bia sa do no entimi enkom and also ankoma kakra ha jadi ebro on transfers once evia the invert do transfer window say dia open some no dia esa wunya bitia but aha ne yedi nyina edi amao and the transfer hub aye fiduamu ha Nhyira 1045 FM na yetimi enso edi wonkomo edi ama na asamba akudie enu ata ana eba betotwa sa yasi UEFA akoye meeting and no FIFA forward enterprise na yase Gianni Infantino ase woton kakra at ama company bi no mo so timi diska aba bese FIFA na member association so etimi aniska and won se no ba be data yet se kon kakafo etese wo mo enya de se wo mo bedwan on beti ase wo ko the Asian Football Federation so a wo mo so edeba se wo mo so ntiase UEFA so ko meeting eno anwumre update aba ese Gianni Infantino ase akura waka wanyanwe enti ade no project no na de ba oboa project na nya de se beto so ya adwuma biem na eno na akwa issues bebrede aba se papa na basa de a Infantino and resign so ba resign and as on resign pato ha ana benya sa story sini nyina na yetumi e dia ma winning some kayepi ana yede brewo e won crofo ama so Chelsea player Mihailo Modric and so womo akleno say isi ado betimi esakan ati ama Chelsea doping cases na brante enya no sisi ade brante no enso adwane Chelsea bobo kweda no so update eba ewo djuma die so ni abafie na afie so menema bedafo aba bedi nkomo ewo fie na afie sam ne koroko edi the new faces kakra edi eba David Obinyako Samba Park oba be boa makoroko djuma die no akoye ne nkanko de we besi aboa and also nkoba kakra hanti heart of folk and to be ametema asante loko yebedi omo nkoba kakra omo ni the bigger club wo so our Ghana football imo and omo nkoba kakra ewa ha yebehwe na yetimi edi amama on the transfers yedi update kakra edi bemamo the transfer zone so Ghana hasana yede no esitie anu nkoba kakra ha and also yedi eba ewo dwumadi so now ukọ Mediema so sase esane kakra fine na sisi TNA Park CAF enya jatum say the preliminary studies ne de yebetime asiakan ɛwɔ TNA Sports Stadium ɛyɛ from there ɛdema Ghana football ɛno nso ne nkae pii na yɛde ɛbrɛ wɔ yɛsɛfe na Carlos Queiroz Ghana Black Stars head coach wɔde Ghana ɛkɔ World Cup no ne technical report no fe ɛno wɔde ɛdan yɛ efe na ɔmo ne efe nso deliberate ɛwɔ ho deɛ no nso bɛba mu bia no mpatɔ dwumadie so wonso wonsa bɛka weni nsɛm a yɛde ɛbrɛ wɔ Jude owusu baafo ɛwɔ ha wobɛte ne nka saa so ana Kingsman Kalala ɛnso ɛwɔ ha wobɛte ne nka ana Josia Holotu ɛnso ɛwɔ ha wobɛte ne nka Bismarck owusu bɛmpa Ayala ne Fifi Manfred nyina wɔn mo tɛ dwumadie akyi Richardson Donko ɛnso ɛtɛ akyi na yɛde ɛbrɛ wɔ Steve Sando ana fe Sokoban Fatlo ɛne Prince Wiredu wɔn mo adawroma na wɔn mo produce dwumadie Jeff Abuade ana ɛde yɛ ɛkɔ social media handles ne nyina na wɔn so nsa ɛtimaka time with Kulun Ghana Limited ɛbrɛ nie yɛne Kulun Ghana Limited ɛdi nkɔmɔ yaba ne yaba bɛtɔ dwumadie so proper ɛde ama yɛbɛkɔ nkrɔfa man so yɛde update kakra ɛnso de bɛma wɔn nkrɔfa man so but our time with Kulun Ghana Limited yɛde Kulun for any nkɔmɔ na makato so football deɛ ɛne apɔmudin ana ɛkɔ ɛkɔmɔ yɛ sɛ apɔmudin ɛne football man na ɛma nneɛma nso atɔ ɛyɛ esini yɛ paa ɛnti yɛne Kulun Ghana Limited any nkɔmɔ ɛmra yɛba yɛ pɛpɛpɛ na afei yɛato adwumadie so ɛde ama ha yɛnsua yɛnoma wana kan radio station deɛ asantema nyinaa ate atomine time with Kulun Ghana Limited.
Yendro deɛ ɛmfeeli woyɛ ɔba ma w'ani nkye dɛn nti na ɛyɛ sɛ w'ani nkye because ɛduro bi wɔ hɔ yɛfrɛ no Araba Bazen tablet onum a ɛsiesie oyie te sɛ ɔba ofikyire hu kɔ ha nyinaa ɛto bɛtwa sɛ wokɔ afikyire na pains wom menstrual pains onum Araba Bazen ɛbɛgyae afei nso sɛ woyɛ obi a waware nso de bia wo complaining sɛ woni engineer ma bi nte sɛ woni atenka
Kasaba yakato se Kulun pade kama pa go capsule wonya bia ado na ebo ama bema we bema doctor kato se prostate enlargement and etitua wedo huntun capsule eno na ebebo ama o mensam sabe wudunso twa na etibenya hodin ye ama wo a wudunso a wo bema mhihyew wudunso ntentem wedo huntun capsule eno memedo wo mu wie na omde mestakill ede aka ho mestakill do dwuma ye di ye se bema wato ape ewo mpem bama wa board WJO ewo mpem bato ya se low sperm count and etito premature ejaculation ana fesulo rex makase sa eno na me mehi pa bema na beso na se de be ya ebeso ade se ba besi atam edane brasmate ede boso kwa ansana bema be ye a watima ye mpato wedru Mr. Kill eno na be boa ye pa Araba Bazen tablet ye medru menstrual pains, menstrual disorders, and no, ebebo mamuja di mwe sense and kama muja no, ebedi ni pedie mu efrisane ye ama oba ubu nsa wanya problem. Yanwati waba wini atinka ewompem wini uresia feelings intwide wonsu nya bi ebasa ema gudie ni nwie peye wedro Araba Bazen tablet adoi baby abenya bi ato ene omo numbers nyina mpato peyin pa na nkasa ewa ha media anopa bia eya me from eja Kulun obeyi good morning
sir
na empom ye de
nyamiadomo na o se
nyamiadomo so mo ye pa Kulun fo mo base ya ne yani ate esanse agode mu nsem ne nkanka me ma ne de no ye basa na yani ate
wa say be ma no de osisi eno koteje ntimi ye adwuma
de ntimi ni agoro
agudie de
be ye diama
ba be ma no osisi eno koteje ntimi ye adwuma
we ye be ma
ogina so obehu say na oba be simon say ai be ma fani onim de aka obi wo ho na say ai enye enu ano no
nti be ma pe ni na to da bia enye se bi obema se mia usi bosi ana se wa ho ofe bi emom egina usisi ene obema na ukotodwem
ahonfe enkompa no so
emom de
obi wo ho a ne ho nya fe
beta adwuma obeye no ompa no
so obehu bema bia ohu na na o se bema we di oni mfa so bia ba oba o de ne chi no
ene nim fa so di ewo
di ne chi no ba o se na we di o supani enye sa
okay
enye sika sisi a enye sika na ema oba ne niji
okay
sika ne be wo ho wo be hu sika ni a na ne yiri fa ne chi bisa ho adentra
wayɛ mmerɛ
so sika ne wo ho a na dem no so enkoyi a wo be hu se oba ne tembia ne ninje so misrɛ mi mema ne nyinaa omuntie mi anapa we
okay
bema wo sika hwɛ wapomdi ho apomdi no ɛwɔ ahodo apomdi no ɛyɛ wo bema na ankasa no de ye hu na ɛkasa wo ye bema no ma ɛno nso ehia wo ɛne hia wa sika putra wo bɛpa nyinaa ɛwɔ wiase nyinaa no oni ngida wo bɛhu bema no wo sika ba odwiri sɛ mekɔ a me ba me yiri bɛkɔ akɔyɛsi dentra ahonde ne ni hɔ so misrɛ mema mo monhwɛ mo didie yie na mo nsan hwɛ mapomdi ne yie because wo bema no wo sɔre a na wokɔ adwuma ba oba no onye bibia opɛ but ɛba wasɛde ɛwɔ mpa no so a untimi ye ne yie obahu tembia no bema no sɔre mpo a oba no oye bema no so no frɛ no ho bema oye be wanti sasam no ma bebre o se oti ho no se oye bema bisa oba no si denti na okasa ba obahu nipa no kuraka o sika but mpa no so ade no enkoyie mema bebre susu o mu fere se o mbeka ma obi ate ba misrɛ wa fa ho enkobo doctors for say na me hu wo me abrabom de na mbe ya fa ho enye saa de bia wo bebre na oba na ade akomo obi
okay
wo be hu oba bia na si konongo kaya wa wonso a
wonko na ase hu
ekire se obu be no wo be ma no wo kodem no wantima ye ne yie so misrɛ mema bia de bia ye ka Mr. Q no eboa because heba
okay
heba na edi ye wa den unuma ema how nyina ewo umoja kwan no nyina ye de ekɔ because moja ne ntimi nsane ya wo bema no wo kompa no so a wo be kɔ zero because moja ne na timi pompe ekɔ esakɔ ntinitini ho na wo betuma ho sɛ wo ye bema no ba moja ne ntimi nsane ya wo be ye den ho sɛ wo ye bema ana wo sɔre a wo sisi ye wo ya wo be ye den sɛ akompa no so akɔdi agro no yi ana wo kotodwe no sisi ano ma no pɛ kotodwe no because wo bema no ntimi mbu kotodwe no wo be ye den aye style bia wo mo pɛ wo sisi ano mo si style na ekɔ na wo a wo da hot sɛ dua no na o pese oba ne ye dwuma ne nyina 50-50
bema ba ko wo a usisi nye wo a kotodwe nso nye
ade no so ayemre
ade no nso asan ayemre
kojoto
atese we no o no eja oba no sunsun konkro no wadi ni nyina afa
wa ho ade no so sisi ano te se wo bema na o pese wo ye te se wo de wo pese wo participate agro no susu ni nyina 50-50 oba ne ye 50 na so ye 50 ba wo gya ne nyina bo oba na wo be hu se oba no be fed up
okay
ni ninje so sano a misre mema no munsiesie mu ho sika no wo ho a siesie ho no ka ho uno oba ne nante wo be hu se wo ye bema ba wo be hu bema no oba ko choba no se baura mpacho mumfa nchini ne kakranka ho obehu no oba ne se onim se nchini nko na ede enye nchini nko na ede
wo de awudidi no se nchina ntim enti yemfa nchini ngum mfa ma
no
oba ne de wan kai se ono nso hia bibi sa
okay no ka che se na onim se nchini nko na ede
okay
enye nchini nko na ede ye na okire no wagu ni ma se misra wo mema odi oba ne pieti se na Saturday se mukọ ba na wakọ didi shepe na wakọ fie na wakọ da ho hati oba ne be seresere be hu na opia akọ me wura me kọ haba akọ gitot na oba
okay
wow na odi ehu
omo gitot wo
ba akọ gitot oni na aye omu plans awie because nim se oba wo be gini kwa untimi ye juma no so eji se odi ko mo obi foforo oye juma no wi na odi last hour na ba be ma because nim say o de ahaya so mi sre mema no me nkofa Mr. Kill no ebeboa mo pa enye se de bia ye ka no sisi a ne niam ye di ewo ya brabom no bebre ehaye because bema bi wo ho onim se adwane we emfata se medi oni de okwa na okodi obi susu wo onim ne blood group mpo adwane bia odi ene susu wo nso aso eji se ohun blood group sa ne na onim se me blood group we empa adwane we a na otwu ho afre bo obi wo ho de bia obi adi a onu susu pese odi bi so obi adi a na susu pese odi bi na obe ho se ebe fa how about brabom so ene susu de ba na wo call them na wontimi ye wa asade because asade no wo ho be ma wa asade oba no so wo na asade so oba ne timi ye na asade ni ye na wo be ma no ntu ye asade ni ye ne ya kire sese bo hu tembia na fie ne gyadim ukọ bisa obi antimi nka
obi antimi nchichim
so ukọ hu ntakwa ewo fie wa na be ma no oba ne ye kirikirikiri omu bisa be ma na nka oba na nka etise saade ne ntra enura no wa man ninje so wa man ninje a o sori ade na obe so enti na be ma bi wo ho a ukọ no ho no ye odanfo mpo a bebi a ne yiri be fa na edwa ne simpo a owura be ho because of person be ma no hu se wan ye wa sede ye no me susu mi ye me de ye untimi nka be ma o jano me yiri de sa na otie tembi wo ho a otimi di mi sa agro no enya agro de untimi ye ne ntra so misra wo be ma bia wo ho na o ta hu sanso aso no wo ofie a bisa wo ho o bisa wo ho a wo be hu se ade we na achia ma mbuye uko hu Mr. Kiwa wo be hu se be ma papa no o sori pa no tunyum ma o mi wura na ekono be ma papa nie wo be hu no si be ma nie enu an de mu ma mi ni age o wo be hu se wo ye be ma but be ma wo koda o da hati oba no mpo na enya no
eba se ha adwene
kunu
numbers no any location be obi pe edo ni bi ato a obenya bi wo
ye wo Nhyira traffic sisi anu baby a first ye wo no ya move by the same spot na ye wo opposite Rose Palace opposite Rose Palace Nhyira Palace hona kulunga na omo head office no e wo Kumasi no wo your numbers in susu ye 0244 27 54 25 sana ye ediye so u fresh our number 0244 27 54 29 ubanye kulunga na fo no omo doctors na no omo di nkomo misre wa na wa kire mo die na ye wo hawo no omo susu yi edru a ebebo ama
now yendi araba bazin tablet enkomo ye wi ana ye de huntu capsule e de atwato
enokre araba ne de ma na omuntie ne ntie ne yie oba bi wo ho a o si mi de be ma ne ba mi ho a me ni atenka ana be ma me ba ho a na eye me ya e wo menu oba bi wo ho infection oba bi wo ho so oni atenka ne so se oba owo menstrual problems obunu sa na eye ne ya ana emba yi ana etwetwesi sa na me ni tasi pa eye sa no so oba ne timi complain say misisi ye me ya mi kotojo ye me ya wa hu say moja no so antimi nsani ye tama epese ye de ekono sisie no be ye wo ya ukotojo no be ye wo ya sa na me no so ye wo ya be ma no so ba wo ho a wo benye problem oba susu wo ho a na infection na adukuru no ompese be ma no kono humpo be pretend say eye ne ya but oho no ahwehwie ni enye ohonye so eye sa no a wo be hu se ompese ogunu nimu ase tembia no ompese be ma ne ye de embe no so mi se wo oba bia wo tie mi nua ba enye ferre koto araba bazin tablet no nanum na hu nsunsanso a wo benya afrim araba bazin tablet usanuma oba no ema skin ye fe obi badwini say maybe u sra nkun bi enye nkun bia ukofa araba bazin tablet no numa ema skin sa ye fe na sa siesie o tem bia be ma no ba wo ho a wo be hu say wan kasampo wa ye ready etwen no ba emma kwan say be ma ne siesie no hu na wo oba no susu oba na wo ho no enye kura oba bi susu wo ho or white ana candidiasis on pese be ma ne de odisie be ma no wo be hu oba bi mpo so a ontimi huro ne pant ento ho wo be hu se nema bebire de eguso misre wo oba bia uhu sansonso no wo uhu a misre wo koto araba bazin tablet no nemom bema ukoto Mr. Q no ma uhu a misre wa to araba bazin tablet no nkoma wo yere no because unu Mr. Q no na wa tinka na de eba soro na sisi a utimi adwuma no a ende misre wa ye sa pepepepe mo oba no onu sunu ma na asiesie no a na mu nyina 50-50 na wo de aboso ba wo be ma no ukoto Mr. Q na wan to araba bazin tablet koma no a wo ba hu se wa sisi no oba no so hu se be ma no so oni sa ahonde ne na wo ni wo asa ahonde ne but wo no so enye yi a misre wo to araba bazin tablet no a misre wa to Mr. Q na so menua ana me kunu ene de me was surprise ama wo no see de we mi ko e na omo see de na omo see o ma mi susu ntom ma o na wo susu ye de enu fe be ma na adwen be ba no se ah de mi ye de bia no misisi oba no obe hu a na onu so akwakoye de onu susu koto Mr. Q no obe hu a na oto araba no e de ebe ma o because onu susu se oba haundi ne be chen wo de no so obe siesie o na wuni ni nyina mu kohia na ye 50-50
okay
sana etie ba oba bi wo ho a ofere onka but sade ne edukuru no misre wa obi wo ho a tam na obebunu nsano aka 2 days a no sha se esisa odwin sade no ho misre wa oba bia wo sa problem na mindwin hu araba be ya firi wo kwan no koto araba bazin tablet na ebe bua opa
number ni bim na yemfa huntu kato 0244 27 54 29 0244 54 27 59
enu na ye numbers no fresh our numbers na nyina obanya kulunga nes doctors no no mo chire mu de emfata se uye de emfata se udi na obi bia eye kamama o
okay fa hunchu capsule no fa twato fa ma me na
yen sorry bia ojun sententem o prostate care and prostate enlargement and wa hu say o da o be sorry be ma o sorry san po a ende mpaso agro no ntimi ye hwe because tamra ebe ba so kim no na jun so na so aye o kim so mi say o hu san ne ma na nyina koto hunchu capsules no ebe boa o hu symptoms a eboa o prostate enlargement so a ebwa so misre wa be ma bia wo sa hawo no onkoto hunchun capsules no ebeboa no
okay enti time with Kulun Ghana Limited yamfa number dem fa ntwa to bi ma sa no wa sorry
0244
27 59 29
0244 27 54 29
okay well time with Kulun Ghana Limited no yanda Kulun for asiye pa se nankasaba yakato se Kulun nupa de kama pa hunchu capsule wunya bia edo na ebo ma bema we bema doctor kato se prostate enlargement and etwa wedo hunchun capsule eno na ebebo ma mensam sabe wudunso twa na tibenya hodin ye ama wo a wudunso a wo bema mhihyew wudunso ntentem wedo hunchun ebra no enya asose ye konko farmers na ye di update ne kakra e de bremo wan hihya wodos na eno nso etimi eboa ye panti afi na de afidie no e de ato ayehwa your number 1 account radio station di asantema nyina ate atumini no pe mepato we de afidie de ato anu aka te oni ase wodon so ndwane e na enye kama farmer wan hihya wodos wo ba na we jaw messages na etimi akenken nyina e de ama on Facebook no oko Facebook a we message no betimi akwa no na yakinkan ewo Facebook e dia mana afi on YouTube nso no wetimi koja messages no heja yakinkan nyina e dia ma wanhihia wobodo so na eno nso etimi aboa ye pa kwa aboa gidie yankwa na ye ni dwuma kakraja ye ya tuntuma kwa aboa de bebrate no ntwakai wo bo akra ya de se ofi okra na TV I say no the actual say and 30 minutes now ha na yebedi nkomo pi but mami mam update kakra na Joshua Wolotu emfa ensa say na yentumi ni nkomo wo cheche I would also be sase edi afi Africos no makwa kwedi nkomo kakra okwa Africos reporter ebenie yesi wo head coach at the MS5 wo say open the contract as one na contract says na so mo ye MF5 na be sina another so my contract says and so edi ama MF5 reporter men say dia ene dia open na adwuma no obenya dia to na fe so ma pro bi fufuro enkoba kra men say say Africos man compass so mo pe coach fufuro we metimi adi adwuma no edi ama no ene reporter efiri Africos edi eba e wo dwuma de so ene anope make tire edi ama from there no ma men kom enim kakra na men kom Halo Modric akoda ne Chelsea player na wonim say akoda we eba ne ball pa de onim ni boye pa na no da ana eba sa akoda no yese there say wakwa fa doping substances ene omukoko hwe ni video mu ni ade ekoye asam ne kobo ne say there say doping ana akoda no nso afabere oba be tiem so no nkaza personally there enya there so ya na adwen say sabio wakwa fa nupone ade yesi akan emom no eye play bi o play ene doctors nuru omde ma no ana ma mu sa substances ni bi won beta ni nyina mo mu gya so ma branch na ba na eno ada ana report eba say esi ade abranto no metima clear no ama ni issue ni nyina ma anso asove and he said obetima sa ase esi akan de ba Charles Boboko no ene ye me Hilo Modric reporter menseka say Charles Boboko no ewo Hong Kong update menseka say by etna abranto no be travel no akọ Hong Kong na akọ sia Charles Boboko no na fe so mu su preseason no etima sa say ene ye me Hilo Modric Chelsea player de afia kodana kate ade eba ewo dwumade so ene ye kate kakra ade ama wansisi ahodo so eno so me yefro no na fe yanko enim kakra na ye nin komani bi na meko Barcelona woko Barca update time say ekane Barca Boboko no Hansi Flick head coach at Barcelona open na kasa na nkasa mu no am ye bi San Antonio Gordon akoda no kwanya ban na also wo fa so a etibi ema onya abrante no eza se ne enim so ne Bayern Munich kura wie dada ensemble pa na de akoda ne ka entia we ne wotusu so baba besia kan e de ma Bayern Munich Boboko nemum no obesia kan de ma Barcelona Boboko no emum anya Bayern Munich na eno na Hansi Flick se yanka emo bi anta sa abrante no na ansa da ankasa nte wo fra abrante na no bo ni di no chance ono Hansi Flick na Barcelona for ehia ono Antonio Gordon obaba na wo so ka sa be na abrante na sa se no se di kendi enti o kam obi ata sa akoda no Barcelona ndio no pedada pentino enya fe na ye kasa tintim bia enti nani ante se wanya abrante de Antonio Gordon in fact or a new player bia so batima with me say the first start no eni amana eya de se etoto ye kakra but afa no ni team ni chali ye with him say abrante no kra prospect pia e betimi abo ma teama de de Barcelona team akora anim ye pa eni reporter Antonio Gordon be pato efra kodana kate adi eba Hansi Flick and yes be sense is no season eba be sense Barcelona supporters no e de no mo ntwa nim no so league na say afia twa mu nim say last season dia say ne be the Champions League ne Barca for so ombetime adi Copa del Rey jomo so ombetime adi league no e de so na so in fact sa project in fact the productions no ya de say league no ene ma ye come at mom say every competition be Barcelona ayo madun so ombetime compete for all titles this season to say no me no last season but in achieving that na this wo mo so emo mo home so wo mo mo aduma ye ne kosuru ye pa na o gidi say Barcelona o mo etiminya praises ni ye etimi tutu o me ne ya ene ne mo me de so me na nsu say all titles so betimi ate edema Barcelona including UEFA Champions League and of La Liga no edema to tima ko ye dia mo me no reporter be ba to opinion ni de Hansi Flick ade tutu e wo duma de so ene anope make etre edema na ma men ko banim kakwa na fe ye nin ko kakwa ye bi sansa abrante de Ferran Torres when you abrante de din ko ba na ano so yanka mo bi anta say Ferran Torres de we player Barcelona for fili ni ye pa we yakoda oni mbo ne bo na anya hwekwa last season we bi ehu abrante no prospect e wo Barcelona tim na fe akoda ne ko World Cup no ye hu bo na akoda ne ko boye na ne obetimi akane time no o World Cup no ana na wani akoda ne din komo but empempe de akoda no vacations and to person be fa akoda no esanse o deserve say o enjoy the vacation bo na wo bo trophy wate Edama Spain man sir akodari tinania so otano emomoba anafa branto men batina se na fenso konto na negotiations no we met many Ferranto we sensoye eno Barcelona head coach Hans Flick enkobaka ko ade twitwa e wo dwumade so ene anopa me ka tire jama now me ko Argentina na makwa kwadi nkoma kakra winim sa na no da na beto dwasa Argentina is said akoda wiswa ba ko we pie ho pie body team aya branch the team Eddie Kiki Ramos na the only black player I was see kind of team and the Argentina na say Argentina man no me pato ni di ankasa Eddie Steven Kiki aya Ramos akoda ni team na wono ya wono Haiti na 2010 yes asaso so na esi wo Haiti no ana eja ade say wono so akoda we so timi survive no ana enkofo bia mo Argentina wamati abrante ne adapte no sombe ha akoda no ana omede ne ba Argentina na no da sisi obi aba akoda na ba so no ana manfa sa Argentina the racism there womede mintintima ye pa enti santofo twi womutetefun ane ante no mko abrante no mbisa so yate sa Argentina there oba ho a racial abuse no we are there say waso ne pa na racial obi abisu ana odo so dabi in fact since what trying ya na waba ayo man ne dia Argentina no enya de sa na na yetete no wono ebiato no ane ebisa so okay na shetim ne nkoda no bibi sasia na no so dabi ane oboko kampa wo manyina ye as a team as a family ane ono nso hunti sabia wo wadwen ya wo say Argentina for racism but ono Kiki Ramos say baka to sanya sa ana Argentina man no so etia ane yankoba kakwa so akoda we ade twitwa e odwumade so a ene anope ye ketire dia ma na mamenko RB Labs kena menko di nkoba kakra abrante de dia Jean Diamande am de tiri yesa na won say abasa akoda do ko Madrid am so Madrid for discako 100 million euros me pato dia ebane sa 100 million euros no anya de say tima ni dia de RB Labs aditumo na yese finra ebepim in fact mamenye ne say efinra ti ebepim ra ene na no pay team and itinade RB Labs ke say womunte madedenka na so munyante madedenka dia yese omoko Austria no omoko na Saturday anopa ya no mutu no mako Austria na omaka che Jean Diamande say up to ananopa say Madrid anka bibi amfanto omo dia Austria no omoko no nya na adwen say wono omo na eko Austria no womuko preseason womuko ye preseason ho ansa no matima ba enti say Madrid efi so omo pa brante na dia na nko omo hwo omo ahomatin ene na anopa say Madrid ebetime dia another bid ediaba but in paper ya make say there anya de say bid bia enso akọ ebia ye so ya sa bid ne ekọ me the one did at the better and no da ya sa brante no I have ne personal training and on one kasa ya enyo one entertainment nyina and ye training ne gym worker akoda ne ko nyina wono personal gym work na akoda ne say ne be betuma stay fit e de ma team and de Madrid better Madrid bobo ko ne besina wo munya mfa another bid bia enya nkọ 100 million euros na wo me de ko ya RB Labs ke so mo ntino eno no mo kwamti ya sa brante na nkasa de wakate RB Labs for the say anka kbere ya omunya betre emfama no oditum say na omoko Austria so otwan de betanka tim no emfanta no omunika wo Austria na wane made negotiations no wo ba bia betima kwakosi ansa no betwan ni tim na wetima dwane tim beta ya say RB Labs ke say wan so ye player de wo munyina omutu a wo mutu enso bom entade say Madrid eye nkunya bi entane reporter menseka e wo dwumade so ene anope medi hu nkoba kakra e de ma na ma men confini so tunia yendi fini tunia hu nkoba kakra na fini so tunia yi ya say in a probability no wo we say brand ne betima atwane team and the Arsenal this summer ya say me say wo form ye pa wo mu reti around 44% enyandu 50% the crowd say abrante ne bia obeba Arsenal and so my reporter menseka say when we are dealing with my attend ama Arsenal ebia this season ebia this next season and Arsenal betima nya branta de finish so junior we betima nya akoda no and you am that kakwan so aba e wo dwumade so ene anopa me ketre adama now ma me nko PSG me nko di nkoma kakra na wonim say PSG wo mo akoda de din ade do saye twe wono esa kan de ma e de France national team na ne nua ba ko e de Guala Dre wɔn si akan de ma Africos na wɔn nso esi akan de ma Strasbourg Boboko no friendly can reporter men say kase yesi PSG ɛso mpɛsɛ abrante no ɛbɛyɛ backup de ma Ashraf Hakimi ɛkwa Ashraf Hakimi pra ɛyɛ na ntɛntɛn no hɔ no emu ayɛ din ye pa de amomo ukɔ PSG team a player ba ko osi akan ye wɔbɔ minute dodo pa no emu ba ko yɛ Ashraf Hakimi ɛne game bi akoda ne jam na PSG feel say wɔn we no man pɛ backup papa bi amfa man akoda na so break it down a ebetuma hɔ mu ye pa sisi ɔmu pɛ league ate ɔmu pɛ UEFA Champions League ate and this akoba so man here backup ɛne betuma aba ama Ashraf Hakimi ne name atima go de kakra bɛ ha adwene and he say Branta ne de Guala Dre a ne nua ɛne Tosaya Dre no wɔn so ehia akoda na wɔn asa so mu di sankoma no ɛne de free PSG akate ɛde aba Douglas Lewis ɛnso a player ɛde ma Tufe na wonim sa akoda we ya so first bebre ɛnso aba akoda no ho na wɔse yɛn kama obi ante sɛ wɔpɛsɛ wonya another season ɛwɔ ɛyɛ team ɛde de Tufe na ne die pa wɔpɛsɛ stay no yɛ tuma ne dema ɛyɛ Tufe to Boboko no ebi obetimi enya another time na jam wetime prove ya tesa mpabɔ no wɔnim ni poye pa ɛno ɛyɛ abrante de tin ɛde Douglas Lewis wɔno ɛyɛ president ba wɔsia kan ɛde ma ɛyɛ Tufe nkɔmɔ kakra efi akoda na kati ɛde ɛba ne na PSG na ananɔpɛ meteya yɛsɛ wɔn sporting director wɔpɛnya ne de Luis Campos yɛsɛ ɔnam ɛyɛ Portugal na Portugal na ɛyɛ Porto Claudio mo hɔ na yɛsɛ ɔnam na abrante ba ko a wɔde sia kan ɛde ma Ayas ne din ɛde Mika Got yɛsɛ wɔn captain wɔne abrante no so wɔn nam na yɛsɛ PSG ɛde lete ɛnya de akɔ Ayas wɔn nya sa akoda no no yɛ very talented ɛtɛ so wɔn nya no wɔ team no ma ebetuma boy pama team ne de PSG wɔn so bɔ na tuma konkan and he said no ma ha se a wɔn di san kɔmɔ no wɔn ne Ayas ɛtutu nneɛma de asie ni ɛkɔba sɛ bibi etumi wie pɛ de a akoda we wɔnya just 21 years pɛ wɔn se Mika Got ebetumi apɔ amata sɛ PSG etuma kɔ n'anim yɛ pɛ no yɛ reporter mensa ɛka ɛwɔ dwuma de so now maame nkɔ Ipswich Town maame ni nkɔmɔ kakra abrante ne din ɛte ɛyɛ Jure Ensiso ata sɛ wɔn yɛ Chelsea player ana Chelsea de ma Strasbourg Boboko no Jure Ensiso reporter mensa kan ɛsɛ Ipswich Town ɛne abrante de di nkɔmɔ wɔn pɛ sɛ ɔmunya na afei wɔba back to ɛyɛ England wɔbɛyɛ adwuma no na afei so ɛnneɛma nyinaa ɛkɔyɛ ɛde ma abrante de tin ɛde Jure Ensiso ata sɛ nom ayɛ reporter ɛba ɛwɔ dwumadie so na mekɔ FIFA na makɔ akɔdi nkɔmɔ kakra ɛno ada yɛde Infantino nkɔmɔ pii ɛde brɛw na yɛsɛ apɔsɔ wobɛtɛ mu papa nse ɛkra wɔse waka wɔanya ahwe enti wɔnya aka ma obi ataa sɛ ɔno a na ɔde FIFA forward enterprise no ɛba ɛsɛ nkagya wɔbɔpɔne kumaa bi 20% na nka watɔn yɛsɛ ɔtɔn de ama hwan a ɛne Donald Trump ne ba ne company bi na ɔtɔn de ama no ɛne ɔmo na ɛba sɛ bi a wɔka ba so a ɛne TV right ho nsɛnsɛm ɛne ma tekiti ho nsɛnsɛm wɔn bɛyɛ no matimi ɛdi saa adwuma no na ɛtimi abɔ ma FIFA ɛtimi nyɛ sika na ɛno na saa nkɔbɔ no ɛbaeɛ no FIFA member associations no dodoɔ na sɛ ɛnyɛ de so mbɛte aseɛ ɛne ɔmo backlash bebree ɛbaeɛ ama ne wɔno ankasa ne personal advisor wɔno kora ɛresign sɛ saa na Infantino ɛyɛ a wɔntumi ne ntoa so ɛnyɛ adwuma no biem ana yɛ sɛ wokɔ ɛyɛ FIFA nso a ebi hɔ no ɔmatwɛte sɛ wɔngyɛm a wɔn nso bɛtumi aresign ɛno anwumere ana Infantino de ba sɛ ɔno ana ɔka wɔanya anyɛ na adeɛ no nyɛ sɛ bia ɔno pɛsɛmankuminya ebi na na kyɛ so ɔyɛ na ɔyɛ adeɛ bɛboa ma FIFA wɔn member associations na sɛbio sikasɛm yɛ den ɛde ma ɔmo akyɛ sɛ ɔmo nso ehia sika na ɔmo timi de develop na ɔmo football na kɔ so no ɛno na ɔhɛ yɛ a wɔde san sɛ wei nyina de ba but asɛ kɔba sɛ ne ɔmo ɔyɛ adwuma de ama ɔmo so ɔmo ani nyiwa ɔno ankasa wɔgya afei efindra ɛne ne ɛkɔ nyina no saa FIFA forward enterprise no wɔgya ho asam ka ɛno yɛ reporter ɛbaeɛ ɛwɔ dwumadie so na Infantino saa report ne baeɛ na ɔmo sɛ wumpo wobaresign ayɛmfo na ɛka saa asɛm no a yɛse UEFA sɛ ɔpanyi wei wɔmu hia no ɛwɔ FIFA as a FIFA president ɛsiane sɛ ɔno ɛnyɛ football ana n'ani di atire deɛ n'ani di atire pa yɛ politics ɛnto ɔma nkasa kɔhwehwɛm wɔm de ɔmo deɛ ɛde ba FIFA fo hwan na ɛne UEFA fo de ne ba ɔmo so wɔpanya ne deɛ de nasa akalafe yɛsɛ ɔbɛbɔ nasa akalafe sɛ ɔno deɛ enya de so be bara ma me opanya ne de Victor aye Montegliani na mini opanya no nkoma kakra na wonya Victor aye Montegliani mbato wonu say no yase one day waka ne pay so onya FIFA president na ope na Victor Montegliani yase okoko nkakafa wonu na woyo omo president edemo ata so otwama relaxing kwa papa na yasan toaba ediama no reporter mensaka yase konkakafo na say denti omo ala with UEFA cry yase wo mu wagidie pass omo president a ne din ede Victor no wonu so onya FIFA president obeye na omo so omododo 41 ana woko UEFA so omo 55 woko omo nyina aboma 96 wo be say 96 numbers no omo wono eno na betimi aboa amopanya ne din ede Victor Montegliani wonu so ko ba se woko akodase yanto ne so aba no onya FIFA president a wo metimanya nti sia wo mni UEFA akomontam ede ase ni ye pa wo munya sa 96 out of 211 na e ba so mo trouble mo wogidie ye pa se ene ma betimi so akoye ede ama me no reporter mensa kam na enya opanyi a wada screen so nkwa yase Matthias Grandstrom anafe Darius Mitoski yaso omonso eso omunya ya wo mepeye pa ateso mu didi hu nkomo kakrakra eso na adese FIFA general secretary ayo penya ni jade Grandstrom de yaso akatom so de ade na ende se akuba se Infantino anko no mu probi de na dina ono wa ready ateso no so betimi aboye pa ane nkomo kakwan so a efo no ade aba ewoduma de so advisor ani dina de Carlos Cordero atase na no da original no wono so se no mo so mo hwe no se bia no so betimi enya duma no madiama no enyo no kwa yase wokọ the Asian Football Confederation so a ade so mo so no edi nkoma kakra ahwese bia wo metime enyo panya wono anso ya president edimo mo Sheikh Salman bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa sa anke bia no so betime aba begina na sa papa no wo mu hwe ni din a emese won sha da enya ready so betime akwa context wo panya ni de Infantino emom no Victor Montegliani wono no de wayinite entani a reporter every FIFA kate at the Rafa Onyadika but from Club Bridge when you join entrance Frankfurt at as agreement no manya rete aka a proper announcement so almost 10 million and at almost 10 million euros and at Abrante Onyadika and so at the training and Kobaka Kwani na Matthias Jaseli na Sisiade Adiano Enya Akoye Jaseli wono training Newcastle Bobo Kono yazo compensation bieba na compensation omutua edi ama the former club eno ye ale no eno 11 million euros and yes car yase team and the Newcastle and so etua contract wo mede ma papa ne ye 4 years to 20 30 eno ayo penya ne din enso de Jesele die fi na kate edi eba ewo dwumade asuni Lucas Henexik reporter mensaka say goalkeeper yase Newcastle edi ne hu nkomaye pa na ni release clause 25 million pounds yaso ma activity akuda beba na no so timi aba beda go post mo edi amatima ni dey Newcastle ani ankoma kakra so a eba na oye goalkeeper erma Sporting Braga afa no mo heso betime wiefie bibia ankoma kakra ne abranta ni dey Julian Brandt wano so as a free agent no watani ayas bobo kono 3 years contract ana mo di ama Julian Brandt entare ankoma so a total wodwumade so ene anope ne yedi nyina edi adan weso ana yetina na fe yetumi eti ensem diama proper ayensha jonoma wana kan radio sesi dia sentiment na ati ade tumini mama mrofi se Chelsea ebo friendly game na sa friendly game na Chelsea ebo no afi na o ma start ya ne sa wo bia enya NCB wo mane Tottenham Hotspur ana ebo na as they were near mabe konya no na yetimi ama wonsa aka ewo dwumade so goalkeeper Sama Lovey wono na eda go post no ana omobo Palace omobo fofona omobo Levakoa ana Jara Hato afi adesa Isegu ebo Rome Lavia ana Branton de William Stafao wɔn bɔ Kopama ɛwɔ 10 hɔ ana wɔn bɔ Jimmy Gittins ntantanwa ana ɛkyɛ Pedro ɛnso egyina anim hɔ bato wokɔ ɛyɛ team ani de Tottenham Hotspur ɛyɛ ade sɛ Kenski ana ɛda goal post ha na we na wɔn ma ne kwaji n'ani so no Kenski ɛda goal post no de ma Tottenham Hotspur wɔn ɛbɔ Davis ɛbɔ ɛyɛ ade sɛ Van Henk ana wɔn bɔ Gawi wɔn bɔ ɛyɛ Robertson ana wɔn bɔ Conor Gallagher efifo wɔn nso ɛbɔ Tonelli ɛwɔ hɔ ana wɔn bɔ Mano Solomon wɔn bɔ Lucas Backville wɔn ɛbɔ Tommy Solanke ana Matthias Chow enti maame yɛ sɛ Kudus ɛda bench di ampato bench hɔ mahema so na ɛmɛ sɛ mame ade dabi Kudus nka ho ɛwɔ bench wonti no ɛno ɛde Tottenham Hotspur from Makate ɛde ɛba ɛwɔ dwumadie so no ɛbusia yɛba mu nyina kwaba ɛmra ɛyɛ dwumadie so na yɛndi nkɔmɔ ɛkakra ɛwɔ ha Josia Olotu anya ayɛ ready na yɛ start ne sɛ nie FIFA nkɔmɔ no ɛwɔ ha na ɛnɛ deɛ ɛbɛyɛ nie FIFA nkɔmɔ no yɛbɛdi na whole of this week ni nyina yɛdi FIFA nkɔmɔ saa enti ɛno bɛyɛ little touches on it na yɛtimi nso ɛdɔmpato edubra yɛbɛbia homa de amam nam so madwen kyerɛ no matimi ɛdi aba adwumade so without ni nyina so ɛyɛ social media handles no Jeff Adawroma mo betimi akɔja mo messages no hɔ na yɛtimi akenkan ni nyina ɛdi amam Joe, good morning.
Good morning, Gabi.
Na empom to say
nyamiadum Saturday stars yasin aba.
Oh yes. Dey my come up obende. Yenya aba nso de na yenya aba. Ensamene doso. Ensamene doso. Meno no so ye kama pa. Meno no so ye kama. Minim baby apeso de yesase efi. Na yeni nkomo kakra.
Gabi, I think say I'll start with a Vinicius Junior situation with Real Madrid.
Okay.
Because 17 minutes ago an update we by say this particular standoff a Vinicius Junior and a Real Madrid for the experience, it is a controversial kakra. Now the reason why I make us a controversial is say when you have a player of Vinicius Junior and the caliber and the kind of performance or done it for Real Madrid throughout the time over the last few years now, you realize that he's not just any type of player at all. Very good player, he will give you the goals, presence in the box, outside the box. If I say young carry ball, he has all of those attributes. But if you have such a player, now ABA the contract akabe just a few months now, I was saying at least in Benyifono at Real Madrid, they should have been able to at least have that conversation with their player and find a way to agree on something. Send a player no bet me to an so. Now, 17 minutes ago, in our assembly eba.
Okay.
Vinicius Junior's Real Madrid contract expires in 2027 and no agreement has been reached yet between the player and the club. Now, Arsenal Fono are pursuing a deal. Now, to Arsenal Fono, because and now maybe my update no. One of the things I now made when they say this particular deal will be very expensive for Arsenal Fono. Omar so bet me akwa player no. Bet me trying to the monthly the weekly wages no. But the thing is that for how long can it continue? Because Oya was say Vinicius Junior £470,000 a week in Mpua. Gabi, at the end of the year, that is averaging over £25 million. And does it make financial sense? Say Arsenal Fono would want to make that kind of investment in a player friend Vinicius Junior when they know very well say when they go into the market they can get other types of players of the same kind of qualities as Vinicius Junior. Now me dream kakra, but as it stands now, Arsenal for owners say they have given approval to the idea of moving forward with the deal.
So I'm back it down.
They are not back. So the thing is that the good thing about Sad deal way and say that's for us now. No? As it stands now, Real Madrid for Manai clear to Vinicius Junior say, Sika when the person the mouth 1 year, there's no other negotiation anywhere. It is either we will sell you or you will wait at the end of your contract after 12 months, so then you go on a free transfer. But that is very unlikely. So Real Madrid so they will make Vinicius Junior go for a free transfer. So as it stands now, so Vinicius Junior any representative and his agent no man nyantum said the Real Madrid person of the man no. It means Arsenal for a crowd to take the player, sign him, and give him the amount he's looking for.
But I think say na say Arsenal say on person will match the same amount and what they Madrid.
Good. But my question is say, does it make financial sense for Arsenal Football Club?
Okay.
In time past, we saw it when player your friend Mesut Ozil moved from Real Madrid to Arsenal. Now the wages no was 3 years pound, but the thing is that Vinicius Junior, as you see him currently, no, the amount he will take and the image rights attached to the player, no, on pay more than 50% from Real Madrid for no. He wanted more than 50% of his image rights. If you have a player like this who has a lot in terms of his abilities, that's number one, but is very demanding in terms of salary, number two, no. Is he that kind of player that Arsenal don't necessarily need at this point? I don't think so, Gabi. And you know, even though say Acquire say Arsenal are the only suitors for Vinicius Junior at this point, no, Nyameme can say it will make financial sense if only Arsenal were going to give him something lesser than 470,000 pounds on piece of the man. No. Because it means that 470,000 pounds, you are averaging close to 500,000 pounds a week. Gabi, would you pay a player of Vinicius Junior's caliber $500,000 every week? Our Arsenal for no Omagia to me say, oh, the player is good, or Bobby Bomay, or you're excellent player, or my goals, or flanks the soir, you're competitive, you're Kobo Europa, or Mesroyen. That is valid. But the truth is that is $500,000 every week going to be sustainable for Arsenal? Gabi, we must be sure. It's Arsenal for no. If they are okay with that, they are. They go in for the player because according to reports, no. Should he want to join Arsenal, Uti, the agreement is expected to be found on personal terms, and then only more important, seeing the transfer fee, no. Because Sika o person de ma player no every week, no. Any here that personal terms, no, is what is most important. Now him say no. Omudi just said there was an agreement on personal terms between Vinicius Junior and Arsenal. And Opeya the global force enye no cre. The global Brazilian outlet, news outlet or more Brazil abontin so. Almost say enye no cre da. Say Vinicius Junior and Arsenal have agreed personal terms, which means Gabi, do you know what? In some America or Hakran say about 470,000 pounds, and sure it will be more than that. It could be more than that. But say it say the agreement was 470,000 pounds a week. Now, according to Brazilian outlet Global Phone, almost there is no agreement in principle between the two parties. So,
Mami Hadi, Tamana Mbappe,
good,
Eba Madrid. With this issue, I say, Pandit Baby can't say Madrid to Mbappe a good for Madrid, good, a good deal. But I granted about based on the salary and in the near mention one way I need the division at the about Madrid team. And you know, be near Arsenal because Arsenal's team, as they say, is stable. With a Dumana coach in the air, Mikel Arteta air, no.
Yeah.
Now, from the last 2 seasons in here, Arsenal prayer so magic UEFA Champions League number 1. Don't bet Magic League or Magic League, you know.
Good.
I can't UEFA Champions League. That means one more target, one more priorities, no more setting. Now, Omania Bako, the big one now, and as the biggest one, the woman, no, UEFA Champions League, you know. Vinicius Junior Bar. And my message project now Arsenal for you now in terms of dressing room stability.
That is, you see, I like the angle of Odiaba. Do you know why? You see, with Mikel Arteta and the all you know, one of the things I used to say last season, and he said, if Mikel Arteta is able to keep the core of the players that he has and maintain the unity in camp, and make sure say players now they are Champions League final, he is able to get the best out of them. This particular season, Airbano, there's nothing that will stop Arsenal from making it again to the Champions League final and possibly even winning it. Because Gabi, the thing about success, and they say opese o achieve bibi na ebia o bo humode na o try na o ko anim na ebia wentinya nya. The only thing that you can use to encourage yourself is that I've been here before, I can do it again. Now, the players now all at your disposal. No? If they're able to maintain that unity in camp, there's nothing that is impossible. Okay. It is only Vinicius Junior ebe kasa team we one. On paper, it strengthens us now automatically. You can't take that away. But when one of the reasons why even I was looking at Arsenal for the fact that Omuluzu key players be in Leandro Trossard mo, I was asking myself, why would Leandro Trossard, after winning this season with Arsenal, no, the title, no, who decide all of a sudden to leave? Yet he said Odegaard also was considering leaving. Club captain. Considering leaving the club. Martins will be made the money now, but news who said they wanted to leave. You see, that is where the problem is. Because say Arsenal for no ansheye. Now Omufi said the inclusion of Vinicius Junior is what will cause the increase for them. That is going to be a big problem. Because when you are trying to build a successive squad, it is not just about the names alone. Okay. It's about the chemistry you build with the team. Vinicius Junior coming into Arsenal setup will come with demands. Me person me boni say, me person me boha, Okofa me abo say, £500,000 a week. He is coming into the team. He has his own demands. He has his own expectations. Obana oba experiences how cultural shock no Englander, and in Arsenal team now, the likelihood of he delivering the way Arteta expects on delivers her.
Okay.
He will not deliver the way Arteta expects it. It is easy for you to plug one player from a team like Real Madrid and put him into Arsenal and expect say he will deliver. But Okopa Kenuswa, the dynamics involved with playing for Arsenal no, are different. And when I look at Vinicius Junior, the mentality no, in recent time, the kind of controversies are about Vinicius Junior. You see, when you are playing for Arsenal, with all the stigmatization a cut team known for a very long period, Omuntimi overcome here with the facts of Omuntimi winning Champions League. No, you need players who are mentally strong to deliver on the pitch, not a player who is demanding more money. Or who say Arsenal for one person who check the salary or moving from Real Madrid to Arsenal, then came over there, and because of the fact that he's not mentally so strong, he's not able to cope up with the pressure. But whatever you do, say week way corner one bobia the £500,000 and beba bedan the bottom untimi nya ho hwe wasani contract na wie. So these are the dynamics involving Vinicius Junior. And if I were Arteta no, I'll be looking at it very closely. Not just say okay, you go a good player and me sign him another. Okay. Those are not the solutions to the problems. And I think I was saying Arsenal fortune ye pa. Because at this point no omwa na ye the only suitors for Vinicius Junior. What's the club for bidding echi?
You know, for now. Even the Saudi Pro League clubs now last season for now make it.
You get the point. Move, yeah. So I would have been very cautious even from this direction alone. In Kaya were more suitors for Vinicius Junior there. They would have known that okay, there's something happening here. But akwa sene dia no kwane dia sikana o hwehwe no. And so betimi amane say sikana dia he will come. But there's a risk attached. And I think that is what I want to see from Real Madrid for us. Gabi, Newcastle for no are appointing new manager. Now, and I was very interested in Newcastle for situation because now maybe someone who say, but Newcastle for no public investment fund for no yes Saudi Arabia for no meji 85% shares of Air Newcastle no 2021 no. When they took over the club, what was their initial idea? Because of course, Matthias Geisler wabeji edwani free Eddie Howe hono. The kind of coach that he is no, or a very good coach. And I can promise you that from now and henceforth, no, you be Newcastle for in a different light. But you will see a queer chineku who adiebi kakra. Eddie Howe was the manager who delivered Newcastle for the first trophy in 70 years. We brought Omushe Liverpool Carabao Cup final 2023. Energy is our trophy, no. But after Yasser Al Rumayyan, oya governor of a PIF from a Saudi Arabia company no ombeji in Newcastle no. One of the things that Omokai say, the takeover of Newcastle to them no felt like something that was prideful. The Saudi Arabia sika have been investing in the Premier League. No or they young fatu say at that time no Chelsea mpo omoton club no for $3.5 billion. Same as Manchester United, open 30% stake in Manchester United at that time. $700 million. But on Nisika, through public investment fund, Newcastle, they brought only £350 million. And they made an 85% buyout of Team My Friend in Newcastle. $350 rather. $350 rather was giving them 85% of a Newcastle. Now, what was the vision? That is where the problem is. Because say transfer strategy of Newcastle over the last 3 years has resulted in the sale of Alexander Isak, number one. the sale of Sandro Tonali number 2, the sale of Anthony Gordon number 3, and the possible sale of Bruno Gia or free Newcastle Echo Arsenal number 4. You are asking yourself, what is the plan of Newcastle to recruit new players into the team? Because it's all the for Badia. So was saying Kasikaye Bebre or Newcastle wasn't committing the call market so recruitment. Because already you have sold these players, but you have not replaced them. And one of the things as analysts near who what Brown team know was that Newcastle was supposed to become very competitive. Between 2021 till now, Gabi, who Newcastle in top 5 in the Premier League. They have not been competitive. So there's a problem there. When a Saudi investor abeji Newcastle 85%. Now what can say a prideful so abeji ejubano. Then there's also another problem there because on say the governance of the club no. Enya idea as said then needs too much.
Okay.
I said the Nigerian say
I don't know
good. As I would sika na aba and abese Newcastle mu. And another thing and they say Saudi Arabia for no, they have a certain goal to make football something that they will be very happy about because 2030 not be hosting FIFA World Cup no. Until by 2030 they wanted to extend their influence in football in terms of investment.
Okay.
In the sense of Saudi for no through public investment for no Newcastle no. Aside the fact said to our Rumuyano it was prideful. The global idea for Saudi Arabia in terms of football was that by 2030 no, by the time Ome hosted World Cup no, they would have invested a lot into sports across the world.
So then the name will cast across.
You understand?
Okay. Because
Usha PIF phones say they are investing in football, they are investing in golf, they are investing in a lot of sports across the world. Okay. And they wanted to extend their influence. But you see, the problem is that now no, Newcastle is in trouble. Because before Eddie Howe, Ekaso or Jay Dumano, he wanted to continue leading the club. But for a teamer, where players 4 way among Mefio, you made a total of close to about 300 million from that. Now, Sasikano, how have you invested it? Player Ben Namato.
Because other than that, you big name be Echo Newcastle.
Gabi.
Every last 2 seasons, any last season ever. Big teams in Newcastle, we have their mentality so best stressful. Well, very hurtful so bit me I win
against them.
You can't say Newcastle. For now, as a Baba team here, like is Brighton Club, Brighton Club also the chain Newcastle for now.
And it's very sad.
And who else but is a Sako near there and now
what is he doing over there? Yeah. Because if these players are leaving, not only board didn't come on or catch on, we say no, we have to do things in a different way. Just the direction is so haphazard.
And the project so
that is where the question is because Matthias Jaisla from Al Ali in Saudi Arabia, he's their person.
Okay.
He's their person. He's a person that they know and trust. If they say, I say, Nipa now or now we feel on. They say, yeah, Nipa, Abesheho. So now there is a certain control that we can still have over Newcastle, not just about the governance structure, but about the coaching and the playing body as well. Because Eddie Howe, when he was there, he registered his displeasure a couple of times. Say, but acquires a boardroom disconnect between the managers at the top and the coach at the bottom. It is now for a coach who said, say, Newcastle and manage the club to change his mind overnight and say there be money beam. It should tell you something, Gabi. And the assistants right now, no. Matthias Jaisla or RB Salzburg, former coach at Obeji Al Ali Ejuma in Saudi Arabia, no. He's connected to APIF one. They know him very well. And yes, the kind of philosophy he has is expansive football, attacking. But the thing is that will he get the support of APIF one at this time? Because they say Obeji Ejuma, he's their person. Okase ope player we are obetimi anya star player na said Newcastle for say be player we our market no so or cost 70 million pounds umi enkofa no mra no member mayen. Is it something that he'll be given the freedom to do?
Because me if in near day ben na me wonder club yeah ba beto club no na if in Man City for no crampa no the controllers of the Premier League. Me can say because league recently omo no matter do.
Yeah.
And in terms of young first canto players there, omo bibia o metima to player bi. No me worry say ya ne enjoy monopoly. Nti ade nti na ezo obi ba na so ne e ba be say. And no be worry. But I say from that year neighbor Amanda Stanley move free money and the other. Am here team no aba be bibia o he Newcastle. Unche den hu. But question am person mbisa we say. So sisi big clubs no more Premier League nim na no musro so ombebo Newcastle no. Ye be hu sa de na bi man.
You see for new what will happen sisi and say. I want to see the recruitments of Matthias Jaisel ebeye. Okay,
but quick ones. You see, at Chelsea, ne Tottenham, 1-1.
You be Chelsea won't come this year because we will updates be about Chelsea. But you see, I want to see recruitments of Matthias Jaisel and whether he be given the freedom because that will be the only way I'll make you compete in the English Premier League.
Okay,
because they Newcastle look at them very well. At this point, no, they need to make recruitments. Okosroba from they have to buy players. Player Ben Water. Say Premier League. O person will offer midfielder crowd from Team IFN or Crystal Palace. You are paying nothing less than £100 million. Because Steve Parish say player IFN Adam Watt and Chelsea person or Ben Ukraine they have to pay £100 million. It is a say Premier League proving player there. You have to go for more than 100 million. Look at Nick Wotimade Omotoye. So when you go outside, there's a problem. When you stay inside, you spend more money. So that is the situation with Newcastle City. And I want to see in the next few weeks, because se wakofa nipa or ye nipa dia, you have to empower him.
Okay.
Player bia, you have to you can't do that.
Okay.
You need to empower the guy. He needs to go into the market. He needs to make signings. Now signings now wo kwaya no. Enya basa signings bia o. Hwe players o malusu. Look at Sandro Tonali alone.
Yeah.
The kind of influence and dominance no wo mfifi ho. One ton on nkwa what's out on Bruno de Guimaraes. It would have fifi what was saying fifi on the
up front so was saying Anthony Gordon no crowd team no and then so was saying and then see down yet it is you can say Lewis Hall. And so ever come Manchester United or Chelsea. And teacher say a children so was answer. Certainly no Livermento.
In Livermento crowd
no so Mujano man call. You see, and this team the answer I say and so.
Intino, the only way Newcastle will be competitive, Sisia and say PIF no through Omo Governor Yefeno Arumeyana Sisia Wakofa coach Yefeno Matthias Jaisel from Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia Ediaba Newcastle no. The only thing they can do for him is money is can market no make purchases. Otherwise, I don't see this Newcastle team making any significant improvement in Omubobo or Mobo. And I think that's the only thing I make about Newcastle for no.
Oh, okay. But Tino the Omunyanton for now.
No, Tino Nyanko.
Tino Nyanko.
But it was speculated so could be few.
Yeah.
It was speculated so could be few. Gabi Chelsea. And now meet here press conference no ahead of an match on Torian Mospe airball. And ye bisa Xabi Alonso about Cole Palmer. And Oka Simbi. Or say Cole Palmer, he likes the guy because of his mentality. Because of the fact say oye player, because of dog game Nintino. He doesn't struggle to impress when he goes to the pitch to play. And when he looks at Cole Palmer, Adia Ohunwo Cole Palmer and he said he's going to be the leader of the team on the pitch. After me tie sansem sana me ka say no. There's something that Xabi Alonso has seen in the player. Or person who use that thing to elevate the Chelsea team. Gabi make a story bin show. Pochettino say, "Wa bra obeji Chelsea adwuma fresh no." Omo ye first training session bi. Omo say ye second training session bi. The third time they did the training session, omo pon training session no na okọ ne office. Na Cole Palmer ebebo ni prum kokoko. Ana catch ne so omra inside. Oba inside no. Na ohun say Pochettino ete ho. On an assistant aye friend Jesus. Na omo nyina ate ho. Ana obisa Pochettino say na training no omo ye no. Ohun say o favor player be over Cole Palmer in a certain number 10 role. into a person bisa Pochettino say again na wono no enye to become more competitive and play better than sa player no.
Wow.
Pochettino say wow, this guy has a different mentality.
So it's not like wabase ni buofu say
the
favor player no over no. Emom no ono person will enjoy that position no.
O person ohun, o person obisa Pochettino nkan kire no.
Okay.
What can he Kopama do to elevate his game? Because when we say or favor sa player no more than him.
Okay.
Or man more chances more than him. Into no, he wants to know from Pochettino's point of view, what can he do to improve upon his game? And we say, no, wow. This guy is a different guy. No, this guy is a different guy because how many players? Now, none of them can put it. Or Jina Park so no autofista no ojina.
No buy a first I to kan ode.
Aye.
Or maybe say dey na my wrong.
Debi o pass man ukra na onu no say bo no. Or say be blame ukra so one pass bo ni. But look at the mentality of Cole Palmer. It is a Xabi Alonso cast. This guy is a leader off and on the pitch. And he loves the game and he's going to be the star man for Chelsea there. I don't doubt it. Gabi, Chelsea is going into a season where if they don't take advantage of the strength they have in their team there, I don't know what they can do. And I love Xabi Alonso the warrior because when you look at even the 3-2-5 formation na AB or Bona, you realize that there's a formation where it will include both Cole Palmer and Morgan Rogers. And yes, Baku ever replace Baku. No. You will find both of them in the team where you are playing 2 number 10s. In the South 2 number 10s, no, you are getting 2 players who have originally connected, or are very good friends. They have a very good understanding with themselves. And you will have both of them as number 10s in one team. Gabi, tell me what the team cannot achieve. They will achieve a lot. In Xabi Alonso, no, another thing I can say, he loves the fact that once the team is disciplined, you have freedom over the team. Now, discipline, no, where would that discipline come from? Wakofa Jordan Henderson, Abba. Wakofa Daddy Welbeck, Abba. In the next few days, they will confirm them. The truth of the matter is that some players, meanwhile, Omumba joining Chelsea, no, they are coming to join Chelsea because of the leadership qualities that they have.
Okay.
Inti baby, Xabi Alonso, the voice ain't mean no. You have these 2 players as leaders on and off the pitch. Sebane say Jida Park so na pese ye shego na ebia ya kem ni ehu obi obeshama ya ni de Danny Welbeck free bench aba. Na Gabi, do you know that? And I don't know if you remember. Only that Danny Welbeck ni Joao Pedro abra more Brighton and Hove bomb obo at least 2 seasons together. So there's a certain unity that Xabi Alonso is building. Amafo bebre omu hu ne sa. Joao Pedro and Danny Welbeck, they played together at Brighton and Hove Albion. And you know, players look at Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
They played for Sunderland. Wabra Musha Chelsea 3-0 somewhere in 2011-2012. Then they are coming to play for Chelsea this time around again.
Okay, first if I'm na yantuaso.
The Chelsea team that we are seeing currently, Gabi, the team will move from one level to another level, and I believe said there Xabi Alonso area or Chelsea Sisiano. By the time the season will end next season, no, Obia Behun said don't. There has been a change, there has been a transformation, and in summer Xabi Alonso added to and all the transfer activities so it will renew to the benefit of Chelsea.
Okay. Joshua Olotuna Martinenka. I share your number 1 account radio station the Asantema Aje Atumini na your ball last week combo the same thing. Bibian Sesai. Prince wa Prince.
Gabi.
Na improvement design.
Chidam for Yankopa Daroma. Bibia de Danako.
Say weekends no so near men nyina akoye kama.
Oh, Bibia koye. I know pay na my yibi kakrana. Me amintiase. Enu say me ba fi. Meja me kaki ahye metram.
Kaki no.
Meja ahye metram mu na ade kye no so we need to boys there. And one na me say twa fam. Na mapie wifi so de kai o so obeko baabi.
Ana mo hwehwe ki.
Na ki ni so hye me ho na me de ki.
Aso pe.
Ade pass o twe ki wo me sini bi ya.
Aka zebranka otu ajim play. Well. Kalala.
Good morning.
Good morning, na empome dear. Yeah, then you say. My main shall say, Prince, on the home master on fire. And prepare kama na yentimi enko yenim menim baby also dey befa Joe dey rema menim baby a dey befa better one thing is ye wi a ye be a little touch on the FIFA any UEFA ne ye can say konka kafo no wo mon komo no kakra menim say prince wo meno so dia okay wo meno so dia ne den ye wi na Joe ne ya touch on that say the other be my enso no ya me a den na ye timi akoyenim so kalala ma minti okisman.
Okay, my enchantment phobia na yenin komo. And you see, as na phone na hard I think some mama do phone na chi yagu kakra. Menim okay say those days na man what ade bia na friend bareback menim say.
Yes. Yeah.
Girls no one she be da na onya.
There be sa time there no na you know.
O chana we chi was.
There were any way to go e kra ye na ya adwen kozo ba ya te.
Aba ya che ba ya.
Ene matric Jesus he said ni nyina ye pe. Anim no e kama atire no. O chama na obehu say.
Phone share room the phone we chi go. O ma share the phone bareback.
Oh sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, you see, DB, I have something I've been saying, say, 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 utu before say, unya confidence, man, success. Gabi, that's all. Confidence. Until omo mutu me man for say, we be me, we say unya confidence, they ye, man, success. Na me bomb person, yanku pombo amu ubi an taxi success. Now, unya sika phone kasani omo madi ye ni kaza, umutu me omo de kazano.
Yeah.
It's because of nemo munya.
Okay.
And success brings motivation and confidence. See, the Arsenal and Vinicius Junior transfer, and yet just a football hypothetical transfer. We must be very careful. And in coming days, Arsenal will be poaching players for big clubs. It will happen. Make us when they will make huge sums of money, as some will not make sense. And again, Vinicius coming to Arsenal, maybe it might not only fit on the field. Arsenal do a period in their team. They are building a dynasty, which is a period of success in sports, i.e. football. And one of the theories they will use is what we call the NAT, the need for achievement theory. And they are starting that from Vinicius and Real Madrid. And it's a big case study. If Omunya Vinicius at the Besho Mutim, what are the points? These are the points. You see, from 2016-2017, Eban, Segabi, now you catch us say, Arsenal they call Real Madrid. Akwakofa either Ronaldo, Anasa Ramosa. It will not make sense to you. No, Biakra and Jindi. Because one, Arsenal was having a limited spending power. Then two, the success that will pull these players. Now Arsenal need that financial muscles. That success. How does the project even look? And these were big players for Real Madrid. They were enjoying dynasty period of success. Fast forward, i.e., in 2026, Arsenal is going for the second most talked about player and the most influential player. Real Madrid, that's Vinicius Junior. It tells you something. So what it means is that the very day Arsenal drew finals of the Champions League, Arsenal drew the Premier League. Before the season, the conversation was clear. Say Gabi, say they should build a dynasty, a period of success. Because now Arsenal is turning from that normal club. You be almost a debut. Waba Premier League ni minu on timinje. Top 4 the debut. Arsenal they want to be very dominant. So that consistent success kakra Arsenal coming second, winning the Premier League, the semis of the Champions League, and now the finals of the Champions League. They want to be stagnant there. And that is where they are using or unleashing the theory, the need for achievement success. And to this current success, no consistency Arsenal, it has motivated them enough to get these players. Into Obeko for Vinicius. Ebeka Kakauti say Arsenal, Epebakola bi, Anaduza Aduebi, Anajama Musiala bi. Don't be surprised. Because the confidence and the motivation, this current success, they brought Arsenal, that's the trend of move from this year. It's in the Arsenal, Yabidua. And the Arsenal is turning from that normal club. You be say top 4 be okay, Europa be okay. No. Now they want to write their name at the Champions League pedestrians. Premier League, no. Oman will say Pep Co. They say Mikel Arteta also watch a walk crack. So wait my back to back. And these are some of the things they are talking about. And player Ben say Gabi Omoko Fanaba. I have Vinicius Junior. Vini for nothing at all. You see, Joe, I have a very exceptional job about Vini. But no crap, so you say Vini is a proven winner. Vini no Champions League na pesa Arsenal as you were saying no waje wa babo ni ye omo GGB ye betimi abo Vini din dia atechire he was an instrumental figure sane man nyina be ba be chim and two as I said earlier enya no kwa na Arsenal for ne hwe Arsenal pesa omu chu omu din so now ye boy the biggest player se Balando obi ye din komo na ye benya player no so fi Arsenal
okay
and Liverpool yes adine bi Liverpool beba the Champions League final on Real Madrid. Almost a problem, Beba mu goalkeeper exposure mo big time. They will go for a record signing of Alisson Becker, or they will go and win the the Premier League and the Champions League. So Arsenal want to be dominant, and they are using the need for success theory. You need the signings, and it will attract this for us. Until Arsenal didn't know, it's not just a hypothetical football transfer. There is more to that. They are building a dynasty, and these are some of the things that they want. And the other flip of the conversation here say. No crapper one commonly say Vinicius Jr. He knew say the very day Xabi Alonso boarding say he want to build a team like around Mbappe now who say there is life after Vini or Real Madrid. It's a call World Cup no and you brand Vini dey popo no. He knew say oba club side da onya damas ni biem. And as Real Madrid was see no opo the biggest player we talk about is Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah.
As far as Mbappe is concerned. Mbappe in favorite position here then. Hey, baby, I'm Vinicius Bonus is here. And Madrid is now having a center forward. Yabakacha will say Jude Bellingham will be given that freedom to play that number 10 role, that shallow striker. So, Commander Free Roma bows down to the fact that there is a life after Vinicius Jr. being cooked and served already. It's hidden. Come on, no. Until you see as a Vini Nima, pushing Kylian Mbappe call left. Do you mind that when never bank right? Jude Mramage nature, they are good to go. And we are there. That Joselo type of striker, and so about shame from Levante. No more bomb.
SP,
thank you. And baby and Commander do Sesiano. Vinicius Junior son command any day. And as Joe said, Ayesika Samson Ayeka. He's a Brazilian. There be a mon Comobia Medici Mose. Say footballers need Nawa. Be more superstars. Be more footballers. But to me, I see them to be breadwinners.
Okay.
That's how I see these players. Nti player sika de ya men kan wasam kra. So ma unse Madrid for ni bia start say football has nothing to do with loyalty. That's number one. Football is a resource oriented institution. So never ni ball or bomber last is now funny. We were after Vinicius Jr. So me no matter how I must see adore Roma de Makuma. Say Vini ko this football has nothing to do with loyalty. And nti I near Williams nyaki to na de bia me dinner tem no. Project. Yes. If project near Arsenal, nothing didn't come on a Sikana or over follow. Football has nothing to do with loyalty. They are breadwinners. So that's the other side of the story. And say, I likely say, Baby and Commander Gabi Eden here. But for now, as you are speaking, Arsenal for any Real Madrid for any back or more for so no this at in Madrid. And it's a different conversation. So
the whole convo now Baby we say and the my planning for kukwemu na am ma bonten because of Arsenal you know.
Yes.
He said obi ehun
oh
okay.
Obi ehun ni wo. And he say and when I me din komo bi eche bi mo say when him say Vinicius Junior transfer no e go try since 1992 basically means one can make us say if not the biggest be one of the biggest transfer. So player be free. No, player be free outside Premier League in big room.
Okay.
Because Yanka Kayani, Alan Holland I boni dim from Dortmund, then the same Holland win a buy. Even Thierry Henry cry free Juventus Uban, and then yet Saturday when they be in England. Even Aguero Mufra, let's come. They were good, but check it. Level now Vini Deba.
Okay.
FIFA the best, second on Ballon d'Or, 2 Champions League winner, a La Liga winner, a proven player for Real Madrid. No, Bobby Sim. So it can be the best transfer Arsenal in the history of the Premier League. Say player be free outside Premier League ne Bobby Sim.
Okay.
Yeah, answer. So Arsenal have reached a level that they want all the clouds, the political aspect, the financial muscles are Vini Deba. And any be na Vini transfer ne Deba. And trust you me, so Arsenal Timinya Vinia, it will be a lineage to attract a lot of players to the Arsenal project. And I know you can't say be. Untimi Nissan come with so Abraham neglected the tactical aspect of Vinicius Jr. or Club and Real Madrid. Gabi, as you are speaking, and said the left side, you know, Gabriel and sometimes Trossard. We know Gabriel to be a very yes on their move already.
Yeah, Trossard.
So we know Gabriel to be a very direct player. So excluding Trossard, you Gabriel. qualities are Gabriel Adebemo. Vinicius Junior will give you everything. And I know I'm meeting komo bi chemo. Inti me the images ne man no. On me the first image no. Na ye nin komo. Currently as you're speaking, Sir Vinicius Junior ever club a friend rule at Arsenal. He will unleash the performance of the fullbacks of Arsenal. So instead of them to do what we call the overlapping, they will instead do the underlapping.
Okay.
And tactical image that screen is in common in the sense that we know Vinicius Junior say in current football 1v1 he's one of the best.
Okay.
So anytime Vinicius Junior bola, your opponent's right back is under threat because they be utilizing. So we image now instead of saying Calafiori or only a full back no ebe overlapping the ball na brave Vinicius Junior no you know any caras me ne Roma Madrid ni bi o de jab o brenim na fa ball ne mami he can drive the ball to the flanks the forward flanks or the ball ni be do because the right back no say number 2 no and he is to Chelsea image na dey here no there is that yellow circle ne wall that's the half space Calafiori betimi abegina ho and what study Vinicius that passes swing passes or be through that Trivela, no, Mbappe, no, Caras, no ball, Roma Madrid. That pass never pay. You have been able to eliminate the opponent's right back from the game. Into the next person, Becca, the next right centre back, a creative space at their mom. So one thing that's me when say Vini di Bemomo, I started an person Caras here, I'm for Real Madrid, bringing the best in Calafiori mo and his Kelly mo. Oh, your fullback, for boy, Mami Vini. I will just put pressure on the opponent's right back. Then you utilize the half spaces I made the mouth. Then 1-2 is creating chance. My second image now, the man on this same thing. This is one thing Vinicius Junior will bring to the Arsenal team. That is yes. Thank you. Into one baby, yeah, half space. No, that is where Calafiori is coming. Vini Nejebo now he can put pressure on opponent's right backs. Obey you so more flanks up. And baby, I mean the arrow ni sign, that pass or bebo. And that's the free space into right center back, pressure beba down because you need to go and provide shield to the right back because 1v1 Vini no a threat. That is where the Kais and the Rice and the Odegaards will be operating that free central space about beto baby arrow ni kono. So that is one tactical thing. Vinicius bit in there. Then 2, how he will solve the deep low blocks problems of Arsenal. Last season, Adeba kwa yehu Arsenal team ne hone say. Anytime Arsenal labor ball, most times o share teams o mo city deeper, no mo break akra. To mo say kai mo ni Odegaard mo entimi penetrate through the central zones. Ntimi the next batch of images no.
Especially in the UEFA Champions League against Sporting CP.
It was a major problem. And do you know how Vini can solve that problem if everything goes through? About the second set of image, see, make us say currently as we're speaking, 1v1 there. Even in film. It's your image that screen. This was an image I free last season. The performance of Arsenal based on how teams play low block. Into where the 5, the number 6, and the number 4. They are the defenders of the opponent team. The left flanks is Martinelli. Then we have Odegaard and Kai Havertz. In this sense, and Kabuono, Arsenal person penetrated through the central zones by blocking the central zone. So the next person that could be to rescue was the left flanks. That's Martinelli. We know he's not that threatened. Into one say opponents in fullback and crown corner to be brave. But give me the next image. Or maybe the next image I be doing come with Vinicius Junior.
Okay.
How he can destabilize them. Into the next image and we will understand the conversation very well.
Yeah.
And thank you. This is the next image. And baby I did Martinelli by the second image near Vinicius Junior. And now because of how threatening Vini here, on a good day, many was a coach be a Gabi, Ebeka Koma Vini, and a serious game be just one defender so on console.
Yes.
Into your image we now. Team no opponents, the central midfielder or deep line playmaker, and the right back is coming after Vini.
So 3 players.
Thank you, because 1v1 Vini to Obeko. So the Omoko Yape, you say Kai Havertz is having thank you, an option to run through. Then Odegaard is also having an option to run through. So we're breaking that thing line. The good times are now already saw Mbappe in Bebo last season. We saw that against Rebetis, against Levante, against Bilbao, or BM the low block or BM. Now Bones Mbappe the highway are not about to Najud Mafano Modeko. So tactically, in Yama Arsenal team he can deliver this thing for them. But the only problem I am say Joe Sky and say me idea Miss Only one. the history of the Premier League and the Brazilian players. I said recently, that's one thing. I'm a very superstitious person, so that's one thing I'm looking at. And two, not just no. Vinicius and the English players, press. On him say, "Yem fadi and chewo England." What's that so? Sanya mana Vini mo ye wo Spain press and kan wasem no. Ye be di wani wo England. It's now you can be say. That hooting na ye who unje trophy na Joseph. It's true. And Vini can he withstand that pressure. And also ya de back. And the third thing I messia can Mikel Arteta of the ball movement. Near more perfect attackers now. Mikel Arteta, so we an attacker and I say unkita baller. He want that relentless tracking back, pressing, so that the team will be organized. And so ya de back ye dia bovini chief from Roma de Bissine. So the history of the Brazilian players currently in the Premier League, the press, and how Vini will track and press for club and the team and Arsenal. Apart from that, I see say Arsenal has reached a level of it they are building a dynasty and they will need such confidence to go for this place to build success. And Vini corner near my year as a winner as Vini is, maybe our NBA and it's a yield results for club and the team and Arsenal. Elsewhere, it says Gabi, yen common so ha. Nana me bisa question be say. Is there any institution or organization that fad bonin chat is a football? But football, you know, as a unique kind you won't be brave.
Debbie.
One was adding.
And said the Abbey
Football is an unforgiving sport. The nature of football. And Ninano, my catch was a football. No, there is no loyalty. And yes, will be a more loyalty. So the unforgiving nature of football. And a diabetu baby I do because of the demands of football supporters and also 1, 2, 3 or they will come after it.
Yes, of course.
Because football fans are turning football to be an emotional scope to release stress. Yes, of course. Open stress or invest they be winning.
And then after the World Cup, Messi Baba can't the same thing. Say the man born.
Thank you. Because Obi the releases stress kick. And see, last season in your football club or league. In football, we have two types of players. We have the integral members who form the shape and the spine of a coach project, and the squad members. Football team or noble league, the integral members in the team, imagine a squad no or the better so were all injured. They were battling for relegation, and people were not even interested to sympathize with them. But they were going after the tacticians. And to be a coach back by that is Thomas Frank, 16th now permanent. You go to Dobeba 17th now.
Tottenham Common.
Na ne kofa nkomo we by ne say eno na Roberto deserve say sika na ye to nyina ye nya nwie ye pe striker be kan ho ena ma hu se nkofo kasa onim se so for mo na spending sika power England. I don't know say team be spend the chomo in signings this season na ye be komi, but Tottenham still want to add na nkofo to kasa me say there is an adage say he who knows it feels it. Your teenager ho no enim ko ya hihyifa. So ye pe coach bi a onim how injuries disrupt team's tactics and confidence are. So we must allow the coach to do almost every signing up because football is an unforgiving sport devoid of injuries. We just want a resource. It's a resource-oriented institution.
Okay.
And say, Okofa 3 defenders na diaba. The reason being that the major department that declined in the Tottenham team last season, that was the defense. Unim saw the 3 teams or muko relegation ni freewa. Tottenham the consider goes to the bar. So we need to beef the squad. No? Also the 3 defenders say ba experience back on a proper center back on. Say injuries back on no. 2. Also the squad in depth because over dependence on academy players last season killed them. Edu baby, you can academy boys in lack of confidence, lack of leadership on the field. It is a mistake near you beam. You can for tonal in Fanembra. Experience a winner of a machine. Normal squad in depth. Then 3, for him to create competition. It's in common now deserve beating. So one, he's afraid of the sport actually because we saw from last season. And he's creating competition, building squad in depth. For nothing at all, Tottenham is a traditional top 6 club.
Yeah.
Baby Omoko and a below belt. So the grass to great story needs to be written again.
Okay.
And Nipo Betimiaye deserve. Now Kakrebi on FIFA and common and I cannot say Prince Imbrem. I think say FIFA ni UEFA recent crisis na bano abeye the Cold War in the sense that the threats and the propaganda and na influence anema we. Unim say, sa sema aba se dates back to 2015. Say Gabi, the moment Sepp Blatter stepped down as a FIFA president. Now Obian him say, i.e. UEFA for him say, Michel Platini from UEFA and then Kababa take over. So you say start a campaign and all ye. And a Gianni Infantino about better could so. Natano tells on ye UEFA for ya say accusations named Trobia UEFA for the believe say Odigu Michel Platini then UEFA president so ending a political career.
Settlement on no UEFA no.
Until him say ne oko France e Paris Michel Platini a file case Eddie Etia Gianni Infantino semi da ose sia me di image ne mom because we believe say nipo on need the political career na ko betim dia be the president e wo FIFA no e yes papa we and e biem you ever funny believe say FIFA is involving too much political head in the current football na yedi you know I say the politics need to kasem dodo because 2022 World Cup no be anim say e ko England yet ye ne e ko bone Qatar ya Jessica 2026 baby e ko di. So the Europeans believe say as a FIFA near what the year say Blatter sorry Infantino Michel Platini
yes
as if it's not enough you are giving the football to political heads and unless how do we be dim in Tokwana you have for any brain no they are not fighting for more debi it's a cold war bibi actually and I think say Infantino per attacks even the current World Cup aye boy on Donald Trump near my cousin send it in BP and I believe if or calling equator is a step in the right direction.
Also reason part de nya de so.
Onya na dwen so.
Okay, case man here na say ne baby a won so de afa moni adwuma ma memra say prince wo no so emfa yem fam na ye hwe baby no so ye betimi akọ onso de afa o de bebe sa say de fifa ho na na say
Gabi mamindi areho say mon komo yi famra kakra na ensanya futu emfama ye krum ha footballers no mo mbitini anya kwan etu kwan akwa abrochire no.
Okay.
And yans yemfa bi mobra uye ni path bi obra because Gabi wuti ai obi nim ada ade e bechi am otu kwan.
Yes, of course.
Ebi a me kase wu akodonku ebi ha se ya onim se ebi a ono ana ne hyesu awu aye bibia bet akwantu be bamu na afi de mentality beba bia wo kono. Do you know? Because nobody can predict the future. Do you know say a bit niakoni di amawana what you were expecting would you get from there? Now, the entina me this ankomo. I'm Pep Guardiola. Time obe take over Manchester City in the first 11 me the image na momo omo de tosuma na omo. Omo fa say image nim so nye hwe ade bi. Pep Guardiola came to inherit a Manchester City culture. Na omo age, especially omo actually honom no. It was an aging side. Because time or by na ehwan the goal post name Uli Caballero. Ubenya Abrantia, your friend Pablo Zabaleta. Uko on the left side, it was Guy Clichy, and Abrantia friend Alexander Kolarov.
Yeah.
Ubenya Vincent Company. Ubenya John Stones, Nicolas Otamendi. It's not an aging side or match though. Me person me fancy etro na because common me didn't watch though. And we had the other side of the team now who say Lolito, Mone, Kevin De Bruyne, all of them were there. Fernando Fernandinho, okay, those two players. No money now team name. But then common me didn't say when Pep Guardiola came to Manchester City, oh here and actually honor he realized that there be me team I am komuno. I na me pay a team on better obo said the ball ne free in the akwa anymore. Me pay a team that will have dominance in the game. Into an answer or bell let go of some of the players. No one can build it. Do no pay. That is why he opted for Claudio Bravo over Joe Hartmo. Okay. Because he felt say Claudio Bravo nimbo nebo as a goalkeeper or the better form see started play from the back or be say Jumano.
And even to help where you cry no time or baby visit nanu ya or because say adia wa regret pa as wa ma Joe Hart
wa man da akwenya no.
Yeah.
And so when they show honum na aside the goalkeeping now. Or na just say guy Clichy or a good player. Kolarov is a good player. But omo nyini especially with Kolarov. O nyini ye be here a team and I say a player obetimi ababa ball na boni ye. Bakari Sanya mono omo deserve and I say omo nye cut in the shape of or no Pep Guardiola and a star.
Until along the line of Kofa Kawa Kamudi Beji Muniadeno. But on the left side, Jack Guy Kalichi and the color of kind also buy the first season and Oborian Ojo Mokwayo. Why no Kofa and buy? That is where the boy Benjamin Mendy Nidibem. Oh, yeah, now just saw Beko Monaco. Akofa a branch afe in Wesiso. Satam na Benjamin Mendy abo Marcel. Or shall say from Marcel B. Ebo the senior side, Ebo Bonier, and a Monaco for Kofa just a single season. Obebo season we end that end season onyas 9 goal contribution. Or shall 1 goal, or no 8 assists for AS Monaco Bobo Kuno. And see, Papa friend Pep Guardiola said, Debbie, let me go for this boy. Because somewhere, somehow, I see a future for the guy, and I feel, say, me star no one the bit niabo. Then time, and nay, Nuno Mendes born now or born no League One, no, oh, Pobia no Bobia, nay, Benjamin Mendy in the League One at that time. And it's that time, no, Yankan saw more and Nuno Mendes, nay, Benjamin Mendy.
Okay.
And a Pep Guardiola Kofan, and then a buy. But Kofa, this guy didn't buy. There was one problem with the boy. On your huge salary raise. Ni di be fa baby e ni je ni ofili say me baby ana me nam all of a sudden 1 year pay o Monaco Pep Guardiola be fa me and you name the clout of Pep Guardiola no dey ba Premier League especially with Manchester City enti na ma ni 3 mois ne de dead sebe nipa bibi ni adwan na say nipa tuntum adwan sebe scanaba e dey na me be Gabi me ko bombo wi na me kofi e dey na me and a club in the massive 7 Hunusan woody. It's a 10 bianu opera. The reliability of air boy no na enye papa and friend Pep Guardiola and son any. And to what's that boy net na se catch and say, Abrante, Shasu Jay sa dear now we and one channel focus on the game. Never so bobo no. But Benjamin Mendy and fine yasem. Now, fast forward. Min katia the any shot na min fembia points na so. Benjamin Mendy ekonya case and maybe yes and no more rape cases sexual assault watu mu nane sa na the first 2 ebae the first 2 ne bae no na he will dig grounds bebre sa until say omo wa chance hu say first 2 aba and me yesu ye mfa de ne nkotwim now oma me we the first legal outcomes na me the mom onfa first one into so enti enya a summary of 10 people omu nyina ye ma omu ye omu adwen say omu besiu abrantia no because sebe watu omu mu na say rape case ne sexual assault no omu de akwato no so Emma Benjamin Mendy ni career ba form ye nyina anim de eto Benjamin Mendy say osina kan Pogon Poland Pogon suggesting omudi ne de ne bone bibi ho s ne z ni si no mutimi ke kambom no ma atutu de afra but Pogon no si na kan say Poland or 1 year contract and the obeset me I extended by a year na ni rape case ne sa na court issues ne ba no de ha adwini ni case no mu kodi no so hwe a year that so ya first trial January 2023
yeah
hwe ya ni blue no not guilty of 6 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault.
Team France 7 cases.
Yes.
Ni nyina kra yes ba
ko kren ho no. Yes. And omokotna second one so. And then the first cases by indicted and then ko share sa akona no. Omoko second one is not guilty of 1 count of rape and 1 count of attempted rape. Now, fa ba akona to so. Bakuna kasa the overall outcome no in total fully cleared of all 10 sexual offenses
10
makuma ko 10 ni nyina na yesi oni form afi the second one bra ni ehwa ade bi legal outcome and what happened in court na ye court me problem ni ni o emra na edu ba bia ese de o twere no fa ba na ka de twa ne to ho kakara because ehwa ade wi the legal outcome, what happened in court, no, the anonymity protections. Mimi na me Benjamin Mendy, or baby said Matoni Mona. Ye ni evidence, ye de akọ court ye him. Me Benjamin Mendy no, me nim da bonte, me juma bomi.
Be omo the case ni ko ye ne.
Be you say me ma ye ni bibi no. Ono the anonymity protection to hwe o kan kwa ase a, obon say Sexual Offences Amendment Act 1992. omo de ato onom say omo yes accusers no omo de emfa omo animu ma ye nka omo ho asem mo ba bia whether asem ne beba ombedi for ombedi be me nka omo asem mo ba bia
be wo the person in question
why ya accuse no o de odin na mabonten eno na akofa Benjamin Mendy di dia
be Pogon.
Yes, Pogon no si na akan
play Obo City.
Yes,
a command the whole of salary.
Yes. Now omomfa na eyi nto so mane ehwe ade bi sa woton 2018 na World Cup replica no 54 World Cup replica so me replicas them all 54,000 euros and all they ton and mahusa man for bonachi very good remember we so mahusa man for bonachi kan sem ni bebre e de fa no ho but ono aba social media no be ka ono ane dia enti de o ka no fa ho ben until case. But what people do not understand, they say, boy, then who it's no time on that case, no, only said 22 months, no man sitting to Yanaka. And unse see, and currently, our case with Man City, our really, we need bet me close to 11 million from Manchester City.
Because Atanas sitting phone to Yanaka.
Yes, no moon to Yanaka, and Omotras, no. 22 months no and pennyfo hun said there be 5 months and a boy near catcher and say omra omudi ni beto jail enti eno ne de he was not available to work but 17 na kan he was available to work enti adenti na nipa ne en convicted na mo antua neka enti this where the case stand now on the MHL no enti he say papa e friend and anasa branch friend Benjamin Mendy ne de no na on fa last one into so ne enhwa ade bi the civil compensation there must be a many bi on mas am of mo mudi sansem hunu na etwa ma wo mu kra no on fa to so ne enhwa ade so ora ase ho de on say esro de no criminal charges for accusers and they are aware
wie
ho no
aka down no
civil compensation no yen kan de si wo o say during the trials listen where a court asemo during the trials it was revealed in court cross-examinations that some of the women had some of them a manager that snase a bopo they had discussed or researched civil compensation claims or suing Manchester City. It is you. Assembly nyina ekofa Benjamin Mendy na hwe ase nyina de bae no. A man who said there be yenim komo player no bo Manchester City ne ho da ho sebi ne kala etuntum. Minim say Adam Johnson mo de ne wo emrof ne bi ato me bi o but most of the times it is targeted at the black people. Ne ho etuntum. Nti die ne betimi anya de afri no ho. Ye siu na de ne benya. From Onone Manchester City. And he managed that nase. And on would this uncle on say, Yamfa boy no enko court ni enko pace can free no. And you saw can't say on ma or say because of the criminal proceedings ended in acquittals, no further updates regarding subsequent civil claims or payouts have been made public. Now on fair uncle last one no, me person me can debut honum the legal outcomes no, near shall debut I say. Very good. And the American the aquacusi nyina na say a man should that nase. No ma plan. Let's work against this person. No wonder how you benya ska dey free no ho. But one lucky thing e bo an na say the CCTV cameras, the phone recordings, any nipa bi omu hu si honum so mbe di adanse e di abo no. And J Benjamin Mendy free sa issue we nyina mu. And yes by now Benjamin Mendy nko dem na ninyi na ko wie no. The problem here is those people who accused him omonam scot free obi ani momo sebe by now okra no betimi aka say omo plan air plot against another person because per the court in ensem na say omo share that omo bo ase tenase
enye obi na adwene say sa nete bet where from court na kasa from the trials there piaba
enti am omo sa go scot free o boy ne ho akire na wie be omo ya omo go scot free enti by now dey na chese omo plan and plot against obi foforo ebi sa besi Thomas de Pate issue ni say e bi na tie enti wuti akira fa bi to hofo uye player fa bi to hofo uye normal person unye player na uye nipa fa bi to hofo sa na ma wi na de to hofo because even Benjamin Mendy a darling boy a Pep Guardiola kofa ani be che ne team mu I know feel say he is the future of football's left back because that time probably no nim na nim kopa or unsa sa cross na friend whipping crosses no obobo ni say na ba o striker dey fan ho ka ball no o kaka wani kura ball be she. That is what Pep Guardiola saw in him. But this is what Onuan Kasa so man ho kwan man amam no Onuan Kasa ni nema bi o e tu ni for wenti no and the cover we ba and people, those people praying around. And when I say praying around as a man or ye come at him omo homo hwe mami fam hunko twitwi ne kakra e bi onim baby onim ye bibi na say me de no kokota menya ska de afrim. Because if you go to the white man's land ya no mo mra e favor women and children more say mema enti fa bi to ho now mami free on amenko other cases. FIFA the end also be me the home community. Maybe we are nam the no we.
Yeah, what 10 minutes we any munti.
Okay, sure. Omoma Alexis Malavolta. This is the agent for Abrante FN Bruno Guimaraes. Oko Arsenal. Ye didn't come in say Arsenal the my hot cake. Transfer stories na man for commerce papa. Now Alexis Malavolta. Who image that's your the agent for Abrante for Bruno Guimaraes and no call the IG no co post this image at the toho. Why now who Vinicius Junior Bruno Guimaraes. And we are there people will read meanings into it. At the end of the not just a boy no only Vini a bit me up a book game. Arsenal man and a title if you are no post you. It means that there's something deep in down there. And we ask now fan na they say Joshua ne Kingsman ne wura Vinicius di ni muntimi spend time ni bebre as to obe boane omo no wura ha ye adwuma. But we ask now fan na obuso na say e pe Bruno Guimaraes ono ni sika no wosoro nti ye betimi anya ono asa anya Vinicius. I'm telling you today possible.
Okay,
Arsenal is having the financial background so betimi ato Bruno asa ato Vinicius enei amana yi. Omo plan for these two players no separate enye in one package.
Yeah.
A bia is separate. A bia dey one ni separate line. And Bruno dey no dey be boa Arsenal pan ni. Newcastle time na Joshua ye omo ho adwuma no. Gabi Newcastle omo project na gu. No kran ye one. Omo project na gu. Dimitri Robilovlev okay AS Monaco. Obeyes ade ni bi wo honom time omo ko relegation obe pick omo from the League 2 and odo omo buy the League 1 edidi mu an otimi de omo ebeje the League 1 title in somewhere 2016. That was the time Meja Mendi Monesa
Falcao Motaro
very good over Chelsea. Roman Abramovich be take you over. Chelsea was a nobody's team.
Yeah,
can bait mo time omo eje team no honom akọ na Chelsea nye team papa bi asebe Obe take over. He pumped in money. Chelsea be Chelsea. Manchester City the same thing. Take over by they pumped in money. They say Man City the most talked about club in England. Paris Saint-Germain the same thing. The takeover came. They pumped in money.
Tottenham,
right now
the same thing at Tottenham so ago.
Say I want to yebi. And whenever a takeover comes, you expect that team, no whether you're small or big, you expect them to make something meaningful and impactful thing. 2021 Memu and the takeover of Newcastle and Basso. You must say Ababisi say by this time what have they achieved? And right now, Otnas now heard the direction of the club. But do you see any future for them there? Maybe I'll be back as an asset PSG or much chance or Modi UEFA Champions League. But an instant impact in the league. Take over Neba and almost for a league nebo Mobuyadia at the end of our Chelsea the same thing, take over the ban, an instant impact. Manchester City the same thing, an instant impact. Dimitri Robilovlev Modiano, AS Monaco, the same thing, they were from the League 2, an instant impact, or the more qualified by League 1. Did the one almost have a J League 1 be this Omanaso? So
recently Inter, and so you're the same thing. Yeah. Inter and Swaji Omodia. Almost
so say Inter Omo League in Omodia, Besha say Omodia. And San Obino Omo be compete. But Newcastle then, can you say same for that?
No.
There be. And the reason is this. Newcastle, and Pennyphone be take you over since May 2021 up till and then. Or must spend this car on players or more to the other team over 800 million. What we sound say, how do you balance the books? You can't just buy because you are working under something. There's something that we call the FFP, FIFA Fair Play Rule. That is why last season, Omunya that ban from UEFA. Next, Omuko tuya 6 million. And Omuko tuya. But this time around, as a working under that straight air rules, no. What on 800 million? I bet you team name. What on saying? And now they balance your books. Most of them produce academy players. Be an akase where they more turn direct into a cancel out skasem derby. Almost 800 million plus, no, not almost turn just under and answer somewhere around 400 million. And then no can the MS can the page, Nancy Anthony Gordon, Alexander Isak, Bruno Gemaya Shmudi Babekosi, and one more music can page you, or moon ton play and ye. Omukofa players neba and an undisclosed fee agent and away a free agent and away because that is what they were doing. They were mismanaging their finances. Until you say baby Omui. So Ubu sound say which player and they so meet me akakofanaba. 2 goalkeepers be unti omudi krada. Yeah. Omune na namunche baby a unti so omunya the attraction of top-notch players. And this is the reason. Newcastle honum. And say, see a baby, they will need money. And to ask now, they wouldn't pay a 100 million crowd for Bruno Guimaraes. And per what I'm gathering right now, say 75 to 80 on meet me the Alpha boy. Okay. And I'm offering you then it will left with Vinicius Junior. So ask now for me after Vinicius. And per what I'm gathering right now, no Madrid for no more who said there be one ancha emfa. So I'm fast saying a bed free no Madrid air setting the figures now around 150. And per the conversation, she say personal agreement, so 30 million ne one Vini pay from Madrid no more for man per the personal agreement no Vini camp. And Arsenal for na to meaning say Arsenal for net me assure almost all meet me the says kanamano say it will be left with the club to club. Some bejatum say okay yeah the 100 million bambeje yeah the 120 bambeje yeah the 150 bambeje. That is the only thing left. And Vinicius Junior said that my brothers need kind in common. If he comes to the Premier League, for me, I think say he will make an impactful meaning to Arsenal team. No. Okay. 2 minutes per hour win home because as I 11 year befi na sure. My main friend Manchester United national squad. My fan to nchana menye FIFA Eddie no. Okay. Look. Omama me Jared Kushner ene Gianni Infantino image na me dem a omo no. People will say, what is the history behind these two players? I come on Jared Kushner, very good. And this is the manner. See, I'm no say Jared Kushner. Or no, and then you Joshua Kushner. Na anko mo hwese sa 20 billion no. Sa 4.2 billion and on beche chediama efis no. Ebeba so no. Or no nearly did that no. And or a family member to Sir Joshua Kushner no. And this Jared Kushner na can answer. No nim say or no. On now what Papa friend Donald Trump ne baba Ivanka Trump no way back in 2009 and Oware no obey to Donald Trump to the extent say it would be on the serve as the senior advisor or parliament US or honum besides not necessarily lead Donald Trump ne campaign the digital side no the social media near me beba abonti and on lead so it tells you say a big influence on Donald Trump. And that's all that connection with him. And on no so leading Donald Trump to Nhyira Joshua Kushner. And to we no and on no ankasa na say leading Gianni Infantino ne Trump or relationship no. Oh okay. And to omo meet we no and no introduce you Nhyira no. And that idea ne buy. And he say among for number B especially the UEFA people no more ka say one person's project I no correct. And yet from Gianni Infantino. It is from the Kushner family. Specifically, Kushner ni Nhyira Joshua Kushner. On the lead that tribe capital. And I did that idea ne buy for Gianni Infantino to take. Now, I am meeting Komobi. In the circle that you find yourself in, you find me buy Mahu Mr. Jude, Mahu Gabi, Mahu Fatilo, and I may buy a Sabia, Munim Way Kakra. Oh, dear Mechen, Munim Yakakranam Betoma. Yenam na one day be Michel and I mean try the back on Shadi. It is the circle that you find yourself in. If you are not careful enough, the Omuye baby. And Yebebu saying Donald Trump, a DNA associated to him. Kukuti sem. The Mekano, we are the end of them. and people no more around him or more advising Jared Kushner ye who said san on so netie and ni Joshua Kushner no into the advice that came no was said Gianni Infantino this is what we are proposing. And Gianni Infantino so who said no on man said don't go and have a meeting with your members. Straight away bring it out on deliberate skasem anye bia nipa o mane ya we say skase na obenya e na obesa kamu to it and no be sa tactics ni bi Donald Trump tactics ni bi na Gianni Infantino and backfire in say see am no kase no I clearly understand say a backfire and backfire because no cranny one na a discover brave football Ghana we say 40 million na e be boaye bet to the larger extent ebe kwa ko say football be time because in World Cup ye bo final na just ye train for more than 30 minutes because ye bo show half-time show for what particular reason. So for me, I think that this thing now I scrap off no. I'm very happy say I scrap off. Okay. Though say on the positive side, no nanke this can be raw football mo, but even can be raw football mo, and particular associations and other continents especially Africa, Libya, America, North America, South America, honom ne ebi oshini amone omona anke bebo mo. But Europeans na there, the enti omun into on England no here so be 40 million and why in football. Germany here 40 million, France here for those clubs, those nations they don't need the money. Well, so for now, I think it's good. Because of that mentality now need a better 1 month project and a better football too much politics and a better football. So I'm happy with that.
So I know the foreign tidbit and uncommon na de bro now yabefina yababidi efi enkomo. Yanso ya de na fi ne ya ba be hwe de say e benya Infantino bi e we Premier League ma ye nya bidia na eja ye hu kwan ya be fast way league no e betimi akoso now the good news is Mediema in omo quest say won be kwa Africa TNA Park sisi no omo adia to me said the preliminary stages of your matches no Mediema betimi abo ewo honum eno ye de fi Mediema so akache e de eba dude ba for atnase sanya last week ya de transfers ne kakra e de ma dude mama mo akwaba good morning na empom design
nyame adom kakra so we
oh nyame adom bokopa okay see na me base asase from entity kakra the oma signs ne kakra confirmation ne kakra na yetimi ato aso akoye no ya Mediema ye wi ane aba be hwa asante koroko ene hato folk now FA ana Carlos Queiroz de the technical report no akodan the FA na omonso di ho enkomo kotoko preparation so far Mediema preparation so far and the question say omonso ebetimi edi dwumade ama then obinyako inclusion no so no yahwede we ho nkomo esi etienti minim bia bia obeme ya sase de afi
ba ore ya afi asem kese ba ko pa aba
eno ya de ahi
kwami poku
yeah kwami poku ni kodokwe say nano woni ayala na sase ana mo kan wan asem so mo find way out we betimi solve cases na mana kama yes
bro
eno ho nkomo ho
today my main fan no start other issues or me remfi say Black Queens in switch na kono
yes Commonwealth Games in also Scotland and also Nkoma Kakrawa.
But of course, yet share and revered listeners. Brown Made may start with Kwam Pokudiano. If we are so, your nipper be one can you make us all do dream pempen so be par. But Ujeja would it more there, world best December and a superstar center no say bra. So in Sadia. Obi home. Nyame de na fa part bi waseda siesie yedie se masiesie yedie de ato de ama enti fa so brown ho asekeke na fa yedie kwan na ma bie de ato ama no se bro so hu sa de no na first of all hu ba bia wo free ba utie na wo appreciate de nyame de adom de nyame de ama wo appreciate sa de na trust you me obeko a lot of places but in life de ma hunie se nyame sa asese ni nsira no so na ya wa agene se ma arrive na ma refi wo pe nsira ni nyina afiri so intimity nsira famai anyame e madoma nsira na so me so no me mfa me brain di agro joti asem ni yo Me family life in Diago because wouldn't the India. Meaning baby I'm free bo, Uji. Meaning baby I'm free bent me family life in Diago. Yes, what did you do pianimu, Judy animu free tete. But meaning baby I'm free ban and me challenges I'm from Uji. Tisanya me madonna is rasu me soa. Or some shami bray. Na me tutu manamo yi. Na ye juma den meboa. Abrante we order ayi screen is so awaji screen is so abosu. Kwampoku. Upeni pa ba ko panki e se na nka ni ti ye panke kwampoku. Hwa me tram ade bi me mamu kiss bi. Abrante oh. Mo be kan se nra bi maso okuna du okotoko no. Ade ba se kotoko ko fa safi umumuni. Utie. Ako fa safi umumuni. That time safi na eko captain mo kai local blasters or captain ye. That time safi umumuni entina so. Ah, maso okuna du ya safi umumuni. That time so omo nya deal e outside the safi. Etima so kan bi asewa mfa kotoko so number 1 target. Safi umumuni. Ana maso ka say mo de sie nya safi a e mo worry problem ni etiri. Na se safi ma Kwampoku baba, me de kwampoku baba na kwampoku bebo. Amaso kan na obi antiase because ana maso pa ye di nkoma ya ni abro e okrom ha. Ye ka safi omumu ni at that time onu tira so hot cake. O se kwampoku na kwampoku di oyan. Onim. Me mi revisa na maso ne kwame aye adwuma do mo kai local blasters. But safi oni obi a chale na talent na o tira so a hot one. Plenty no bobo nkranza warriors so ti ase ni yo woni kotoko abranti emmanuel sa akode okopie mu ha se wie ko fa asemba some ka alaja kan bi sa issue no aha abranti we no mo fra abranti ba ko so A7 sam nkranza warriors team na mo kaya o mo kotoko ekuroma nka boys ni ku yo ha nyame nko a na ye body cap what's FA Cup and I say normalization cup. Nyame nko mu beku ye wa. Boys here bad boys. Omo goalkeeper na call baby any goal stars no. So omo goalkeeper no boy tuntum na headbutt issue 2-3 seasons ago. Baby any goal stars.
Yeah.
No cause omo squad no Nkranza Warrior squad no. Ye freba ku bia 7 we brutal. Na kwampoku. Na me ye wadom. Na ba be pie mu okotoko. Unim oba kra ni sikasem na nikasem na wu 10,000 cedis me more specific figure 10,000 100 million ya de talk ampoku
from Nkranza Warriors
me so me Jude na me ka so metimi am player bia sika de aton wa metimi am coach bia nso sika and remember coaches bi sika na ma kan sem bia kire omo say omo mo animbre na afi ohun target ne do omo so ya talk ampoku 10,000 cedis 100 million. Cooker, that time cooker na ye deal no. Okay, at that time on na kotoko. Dr. Kwamti Abreso. So be kia. Na abrawo sem krompo ni se. Sabien. Sanke nyo Dr. Kwamti any cooker. Na min sro mo. Eno mo ni bre ye ka kwampo kuku anka Dr. Kwam anka kot ayi. Nkranza Warriors enya hwe. Cause odi nkomo e ma kotoko mpanyin fo no kra hu se. Ne contract with Nkranza Warriors kan aba na wiye. Uti ase ni ye fa. Tianka munja me na me nko for free. Forgetting say nanka utumiko. Chifu pra society do. Mo kai time na COVID time no. Kwa mi jai also no anka o ko school kran ko teacher training. Oni made uti. Enti anko ko teacher training. Na kuku battles. Aye boy we hu adwuma no si no me hu talent bi ewo. Enti o se obobo. Kuku bra boy hu adu ba bi crowd ne ko sa bi anyina. Kwampoku ne former baby any go stars coach from Pond Manso. That I wanna know Nkranza Warriors. On my adwuma do nim no mo pa mo mfa from Pond Manso as ma make me boa. Bra woni. Ana kotoko sign Kwampoku. Akra we ba ya nyame adom. Oba ya na start se efa. Okay se Kwampoku. Ana dru baby akroma sort enyom no Kwampoku. Suddenly a player from Division 1 wabeti Ghana football aboso. In fact, unim say Kwampoku ball league ni we as a league no. And the man some more board at a point kotoko believe about 5 to 7 points. Some more board do ba has about almost far league no. Cause of Kwampoku call no. Anu kra sa kwa no nya ready so be cool. Kotoko board then. Empanyumfo me the catch say that Kwame jai rough no deal na aba no. Do you know about Kaya? Many first journalists me breaking what Ghana had. That time I'm Fox FM. Me select the moon in a second woman and me BM. That time Nana me jam and I saw our okay exclusive med drop yam or CCR. So Prince one my Rosen. Kwame penny for no Casana or Marty as a Kwame at the end behind the call. Cause bra 500,000 euros. That time so got to companion for board need the scale rating almost few so money almost can't press haba. Kwame behind there, Kwame ko. And not here say so the call. Okay, now by 15,000 euros. 15,000 euros. Bosumi biya. Algeria 15,000 euros. Unfortunately for Kwame, Oko Algeria Anche and a sporting director no horo. Ofri ho. Na club president no so mo kai say USM or just club president enya issue, prison issues and kai say answer na. Enti e ma niam akokoye. And o coin so niam bia no so ye hye niam yi no wan hye. And ma niam akotia no. Kwame Poku nya akwanya say Blaster Jesse sem refia me kai mo. World Cup qualifier. Ghana and South Africa mo kai. Or say Blaster Jesse. Enti suddenly Usha branch and rise na or day bana na ehu. Enti Kwame dear. Nanka akwanya kese wo wanka branti wi. Or sanka by now ye ka Ghana top talent ho. Anke wo Europe. Anke ebo mu die bi anka sanwe ko mu je Blasters na siwa. Cause na the ball na obon wo hu. No bi on say no boy no pace. Or dance a udi agro besew. Enti obi on say akwa we line no Kwame line no na akwa say has Ismaado de ani bi. Abada sisi or dance yanso aso awie. Enti no obi a hwe boy no talent or di esi so ba. Na no eden. But at the some superstar wako odi okwa niam aye trokan age atum because yam wo futu bebre. There's an agent in Algeria me boni din akere mo. Mo misa kwa mpoku onim niye passe me boa. Your friend Mahmoud Bilal. Sha me 2 million match osie. Has echo Algeria na mo koba Africa no. Guy bia mo hu no tuntum tia bia airport na o chen omo no. On na se na America. Ya ye deals bebre. E ba bo mo a. Mummy say futu by one farmer no. Ba onim Kwame Chimbe ya ne dey say ofiu sell life no. We wie. Hey, oje more than 1 billion a month. I think komo bebrebe mpo de me do radio so and they are good for radio consumption. Ba onim akwanya ba say kwampoku san ba kotoko no sa mo be kaya. Odi kai ba as loan utie. You know someone just one name as loan. And I tell ba so mo permanent deal no. And no more the krata no me obi. That time my free cook myself and no more kai kotoko say. Mun kayo sika mo de ton kwampoku de ma e. Mun tia say sika na mfa ma e. Ba kotoko ni nim say kotoko ni say capacity. Bra. Kwame wa ba kotoko supporters ani age because league aye about first round. Kotoko lead has onim say league no befa. Ukro ya bibi age agu. Nyame ya dom kwampoku asa baba to kotoko obi anim say kwampoku abane de. Sa prince munya manka bi ene kotoko team no sese dia yehu aye brutal Isaac mental so o meboa ade na yehu sese dia ade na no ehye afa na Kwame break room ha do ba say be ball afa dia no tiesi agro foforo mu ball ne dia Kwame de ball na to nten eno mfa ne ho biom eno nkomo hia no what tiesi agro foforo mu say make agro foforo no ma hu agro na make no dead down special dead down sisimuda eno na baba ye ode dead down timuda he ye kroma on ye krobia no me tra ade bi o ene kumase ano he so ye ade ni yi abra ye tete usuutie de o pe bia de be ma obe fili peche ye kroma sanete ye be mu ani age babra ye tete usu na nya bibia o ye tete usu because ye nimsa would ye ba be kom pempenso bi mean you can't poke on disappointed. Maybe club hokra issues say see out to be bra. Why not disappointed? Kwame Poku disappointed big time. Now when you saw BB and sweat says well ready so by the bobo or by say entertainment into no baba jinny. Higher tourist attraction. And Timunjano. Huh? Me boko tinabasu because me tramo. Go to go season when one a libra season. Ye mama concert bi abiom okrom ho shawuka sese de ye na no na ya di niam di agro no obi a bluff yes na afie be ni sa ho monya afi A serious business, bra. I better see a man Tony Dia, a crown of Monfan picture and Toso. Anthony Dia lost in Chairman Uti. Mumia more, no more Munya serious, and chain. Ya Mamma Suso senior player, Sam Suyana, world best and a crowd with so. Boy, way. Mukai got to 11 wonders. I crowd in the free bench to buy. Okay, Hamza, small boys not doing rating, lost in Chairman. Boy, way, Anthony Dia small. I crowd with talent too. I'm up to go 11 wonders too now. Boy, we the free bench to buy or pay a man. I crowd at a point. Now it's here, Okoko to 15 more. In 9 games, me patch her, they start and go. I say 14 goals, maybe one. I know this boy out here. It's a senior players, more most of you senior players. No, Samuba Bonamobati Akuma Namunkumo Homo, Namoba Mama Betty Sodia, Yajiatu, Munko, Uti. None cry no more, you serious or more pebra bono. Yen so mu Jesse. Because losing chairman who say Jesse no, ye who are crowned baller or body makotoko. All my supporters and EJ. Yes, Anthony Dia Jesse, and to come as a woman pebra be a bo. No one is serious at Tranchain, ye be Anthony Dia Wabo. I don't see a Brahman, so I diana unhieni. Heh, Uti. I am man, yes, and my selection a year. I have family players and the person me fair and walk of a coach. It is wrong. As some now ye can ana muntiasian. Won't say we a coach be a bianco because a quampukuntina. But think labino on one end in Yama. Silence or pen or bay, Uti. I'm more person John Mukano picture. And to a radio said that the boy Mashana me so is serious. Hey, woman in pen baby in fact. Sana me perhaps NCS Adian. Fakota. Jano. Mama board member be and can say could say Kuti because meaning the NTA make a sabra. Shall wouldn't their board members nibit me. Oh coach, yes, your boy with the ordinary to transfer what higher. Tiasem no team communi you. Oh the boy need to transfer what higher because I cry with you where my cora. Oh, a BSC, I mean, Mr. Hassan paying for many someone will pay, but me cannot credit them. Say, quote to the Wabano. Munjan no so na adwuma sawate said the return class start na what me amakotoko poster boy ba ko se kwame me hia obesu agu yam kra me de anyim asem me se ko muma coach ni nya sa total authority over the team because me try bra adwuma na a professional job o utie obra wo bo no e betre ba bia bedru and players mema yen kase ehu players mobo. And to say radio, yeah, Metian Menya de self and penny for say, me who mobile. Are you serious? That be in their way, a business now, way and what it. Men funny man, dear, yeah, professionalism will beat me a Juma will see. And I, baby, me who mobile. Hey, you serious, brah? Boys, no one, I won't bet you, huh? Could you have been junior, make Kaimo? Junior 2-3 seasons ago, Mobakaya. Kwajo bin junior salary and all Joe has. I can't chat or Moshe, who can ask them so muna. Everybody cross or Munja me. I'm so serious me. Because me fire do. A striker junior to me quite entire season. Striker no I said 3 goals, 4 goals. Kwajo bin junior another 10 has. Now got to Kwane has. Won't mean sabe 20 goals, 15, 17 goals. So see a down kana me one striker papa. Bra. Na abrantia jihas aboso se tintina twan emiameni junior na manu akunkun senior aye na has mpanyimfo se kwajo bin junior de obu ade pobi man on the first person kra na otukotena ho na junior de odotim na dodo enti edu ba bi akwa ni hie na oso mu jane kwan no omu enje ana omu sai na ketua oje no unsemu ho kware so kai na ware no awari no almost 2 na ketua mo de call 100%. Unim de ekowietri no one has e betwema so later na was a junior jahas kwan no ana omo ne party ways no e hono no no ankai se has fo ya bia ma ne se enkoyie kura no utie enkoyie kura no omo hu ne mobo no ne has e betwema so
okay
but what you say enti e business ye kan ho asem no and munjai ma coach. Because when you clear who's everything like the energy, Obiam, and the ass and coach our bay. Munjai man, so a board member, no castle will play and qua. my player nenko mema emuna emabumfu senior jaima nenko because at the end of the day unye coach coach no ne this hard task na ma no say I'm fair ye be pamo no ana meboa entime mu bi ntwintwan na munjai kwame eyate pe baby fa anya hwe ka obra ho ewiase de yu baby anu akọ baby sa na tie
the next 5 minutes you move ko me de ma TNA no Omanyanya opportunity for the Premier League stages matches no. How good na the and then then send your baby to me and the North and they play in the bigger ones no.
Bro, dear TNA mediama dear no me team news a piece of good news many ajidiama mediama. Look, Ghana how your certain venues are yeah bobola unse results no it's a venue ni so ye pa. Me mama baako Doma, Ediana Betty Ghana leg no. Na ejina the venue.
Okay.
Na mon stadia dey be a trend be so gradually a follow. Ediana echo unbeaten meboa ni home. Na team coach Mbaba say Ediana later on the home no. Na enu adibia so mobeka enu adibia so no. That time no nipa na Obaba show mo no. Onu amu free say kwa enti onim die atuam. So nim say Sabato mo ya we say nti free say kwa. So onim die atuam. Samatex Ejelic Olusu just a game on home. Only the Okosel. And Nations FC. Because Nations no from Division 1 you know take Samatex. And to the home it play a key role.
Okay.
Baby any goal stars leg or jail. Ni home it play a key role mewa.
Yeah.
Mediama one team one on the banana in the bone home or so watakwa hodia. Braja obemobo. Mediama Africa now obekaya o free muno. Samu kaipa also prelims na se or starting o Cape Coast. E ho na obo horoya e na obo another team obo two teams so ho. E na kwa me bo team ni dey wa obo two matches so. But Cape Coast Sports Stadium no. Na e was say omo uplifting no. And Cap felt to say all say the difference in here. Yeah, what categories no. All say when okay krata na category 2 almost stadium no. The entire category 2 ni. Say CAF category 1 and category 1 basically say be a bet me about leg matches for her. You bet me about regional tournament for her. And my boy bet me about her. But I just standard they bet me a host CAF organized competitions. And you want category 2. Category 2 nature say you bet me about prelims. Uti ewo ho. But you about prelims no. You na yes I say as time goes by I say CAF I want impending for Mamba year assessment. You better say say I drew standard be a category 3 to say baby a bet me a fix and TV because you do group stage you do group stage a different ball game altogether OTA and to say the show what category 2 no category 3 and 4 no the standard no yet me one host international games or Patron Swati as ye yet me host international games or honum yet we both have Champions League group stage or yet we both other big games oh. And you me the free Cape Coast Sports Stadium. That time now omutu no. That time now so na Black Stars special use so sembe kaya. Ada me the mad matches no eba kuma into group stages no obo baba yara. And it was clear. So who stayed at that time no. Between Mediama and Dreams are no never Africa will be a boy. Mediama na enjoy a lot of support here. Okay reason no. Na hisem. Because that time na Papa Zito. Aka sem okay Dreams qualify for Africa or say or they check or to has no. Some seniors no matter now any players be out here qualify. Mukai so o make statement bisa. And say man to supporters Grana Stadium na so mo how mo home support Dreams. But me dey ma dey any dey na so mo hu nya hi. Enti na eye na numbers ne ba kakra. But it was obvious say me dey ma host younger o host na di early mo no. Say games are now go mo bo e watakwa TNA. Bra, a different story would have been told. But I had now quite a virtual young guy where Munano. I bought Ali Munano, a hand crab home. So I'm happy. And young more Taka Go Force for about $16 million and almost our project. Beautiful edifice. Bra, no one study at Yebi. Sagana Hapa, a cast and care stadium pa, and won't be BBR. And Kalen Glow, or was it Mewa? Okra Okra Pajo Hansi Park or the BBR. I am mining company in the sea. But the difference between Mediama Diano and Obuasi a company na nkasa team. And I'm saying no more individual aye. But I no crown nobody my individual no. Omo nim de omo ye. Omo say omo Diano 1% no. Bro from you can say a golden share. Because golden share no say 1% na company no FI no. On only 1% na as gold no champion air no. Champion ain't means set team nidi. Brought here ni yo. Secondly, champion ain't mean ni team no MFM free Obuasi. Facilities mean na that we a company na dia. And yes, who 99% shares, but in actual sense no, almost share back no. I saw the time with the golden share. So what I say, and to share. There be me encourage some per company teams. Takwa the of course in say Moses Ama pack on one team. No the team pounds na e wasaman so obekaya. E team wey no toy papa kwa na kesi team no kesben. E no toy. E no msisa dey no e no mediema. So say your companies na uncommon so the omusika paper bo mu ohu. And kabebo because clearly go for Takwada man. As part of their corporate social responsibility towards the people of Takwan and important. And I'm happy because trust you, yes, I can so but in Africa,
my your matches etina Black Queens and Cameroon ebebo na no game na Black Queens so ya we say bia niam nyina betimi akoya Kim last akasa say or prepare new niam na 6 p.m. and na ye Cameroon game no etodwa etina da ene Black Queens so e de no afi okọ Commonwealth game na Ghana yegusu Scotland ye said niam betimi akoya dama as now yaji 2 medals only 2 medals na Ghana win silver medal and Zinabu Isa the amaya no para athletics and boxing so yade ba kwa bronze medal Amadou Muhammad and no so amaya bronze medal ba kon no Commonwealth game and no so eto edwa ewo Scotland Sir Prince ma memra so kobo with media ma de no any baby do
Ghana see a club side near national team side now open code back what GD won more came last Biogre.
Okay.
So where a man of football in the way city even in the first game. You know kai pass obi o her game be akora understand say first half no na Ghana yen deserve say be win and I say be she go in the first half. It was the sheer brilliance of the captain Portia Boache and Wadua the intelligence at the goal post in front of the goal post and this I go nearby. And see, after the game, I was looking at and semi coach Nebeka because it's very important. You cannot start a tournament where brow ball first half now say oh to papas who be and see, I looked at it and I realized after the game the coach says or realized in the first half they were not good. They were not better. But my girls near aware say Munko second half na munko display mo metal. Mumma we are seeing say mo enamabano. Because the opponent you are playing against, they are not better than you. And one thing I love about the man, that kind of positive mentality always or instill maba anymore. So on team be kobo. Or ya dey see team no. Say team near there saying no, it doesn't matter. Go and show your potential. And if you play according to planner, he believes in the ladies say every game be on me winning. And also among 4 players on debut. And the Ebusan the response was even marveling. Okay, so or no, he believes in talent. The Obebuwa team no the nebebo. On the most international team, na loyalty sem no ho bebre. We now the boy we into so the sad no honum. But he gives opportunity to more talent no bet me aba beshima ye adwuma ni yie. And I love the man for that. I'm just hoping say if there is going to be any chance of Ghana winning a trophy, a man,
okay, including
the national men's team, the junior size, all the national football aspects, and so be bet me the trophy be the Amaya. I believe say
recent days
yes. Man, and I'm just hoping and then maybe me akoye e de amomo. Now let me come from there na membra. Kwame Poku a post be on the status. I'm on fan to screen is my name here DB. I say we can't tell ourselves the truth, so we keep lying to ourselves. But if you want to act like you can fight for your right, peace, and your future, you attack the bad one. So let's kick you out. I'm not coward. I'll speak at the right time. Who job bless? Look, the reason I'm talking about this near one simple thing. In previous seasons, this issue and a dismantle Kotoko team. On bet me to players. You said these are proper potentials. Mm-hmm. Last season, last season, case study. Look at the goalkeepers Kotoko had. Look at the defenders they brought on board. Look at the midfielders they had. At a point in time, man kofa Osekwaju who be jaumu. Sometimes also na Emmanuel Ntwimu nyina wo honom. And that defense, yes, a moment for the defensive midfielder will play into menu. So Kotoko had a packed team. Omo make sure say up front omo de abetamo asaba be kan Kwame Poku ya be keka kan ho into omo make sure say Saka Saud Dauda omo na be share team, so omo make sure say from the goalkeeping, defense, midfield to the attack omo be parade a stack team. As that team no what dey trophy me kai say na me ya say me kan sa asem no egusu won framam me kai say time season be sha ase I was asked team be na hu so betimi age Ghana Premier League.
Because of their previous season,
the signings
and the squad they are in depth.
Seriously,
yeah.
But you must say, not dear any see what team mismanagement. Me pay we asem, me pay we asem. We say, we are new we say. But meanwhile, this is an institution, arguably the biggest air club in the country right now. And see, with that tag as being the biggest club in the country, what do? You need to internally manage things well. Players never bow with the talent. But obeba no, unse me time I made in come first or make say the circle that you find yourself in, I play major role our life. Me bano, me want me talent am denam. Me very good. And unti na ma wudi mechi be pay me. But me buy no the other ma ba betum no. Say bia na me e wo ba bia na me wo. Me buy ni bi no mo ye no ha. How do you expect A no say ni B no ebetimi ananti amana yi?
But from last 2 seasons and the last season about this season, ade aba ko run throughout Koroko. Wo mu team me indiscipline.
Yes.
Indiscipline.
That is it.
Open 10. Anya we a clear example. Their justice blade
a typical example.
Yes.
Now, Kwampo Kukui, watch this thing at all and listen to the last part. No, I'm not a coward. I'll speak at the right time. So, Mebo, the question is, at the end, Obeka wants him at the right time. No? What did they mention? I say, and I'm happy Mr. Jude didn't want come on one cassa side. The indiscipline on one side, on trying to carry an year, the direction of on one casa baby, you feel it say the next year, make could do on shadow win year. But beside that, no, I'm just hoping you see a new season, a new board is there. They are trying to build something new. They brought in a new coach. When I inquire, dear, you better no players no more. Ne kokomo, Kwampo kundi oko. But bet me din komo bi esa be come more market no. Once after they aside dismantle everything, the stability na enim se ebeba the new season no. Na asa kujiri ni asa atu agu. Na esa kwa ese kotoko nsan hwe next season bi.
Wow. I know your big question in the past. David Nasa now I know what a player. So also be didn't come. Didn't come so didn't.
Yeah, it makes me affected.
Disappointing. When in the America, baby on Hebrew, no free back. So free men see neighbor. I would dear what's our ball now was high level. Or in bring a bear kotoko team manager. One more because in discipline no. I was expecting some corner
for that one I agree because you're not saying discipline how can that's where you have to go
first. Folk or achieve a lot of successes and not disciplines on team. They have Shabankwe, Yamen Fanny Crency, on an 18 manager. Shabanko bet me a rough at you dare not move say do baby almost what theater players. Okay. No boys limpo shrono.
I'm just hoping say ensan ko fa the football
for that one clear.
And the final pick I made fan say was small minutes.
Small one now.
The final one no. Omonfa elite under 19 no. Ento sumami. With the images be among.
Okay.
Ghana say who say juvenile side na ekofo bebre under 20 na nsen ai ye boy ye ka ho asem hu de eko. Now so we are there that year 23rd October to 2nd November 2020 and MTN Saudi or more organize and the whole country for the best 11 if I told me any or more organize this tournament. It's already the best 11 now. And young fan shots in free goalkeeper. Ismail Azaganu, Ufihi Eastern region.
Yeah.
Osha the right backer, Osman Nuruddin, Eastern region. Right centre back, Abdul Rafiu Al Hassan, Western region. Kennedy Apia, Central Greater Accra region. Left back, Ashanti region. Defensive midfield Desmond Sadat, Ashanti region. It is all here. In the national, omo pick players from all
the
over,
regions
because omo organize Ashanti region. I organize year, best players ni niye. I organize Greater Accra, the best players ni niye. I organize the best players ni niye. Under 19, 2025. This year was 2026. You must say all this question. Under 29 year friend. Some players na ya to ye boase. Organize this tournament, nationwide tournament. Morocco for ye be no mu de enyo mu players. Other countries ye be no mu de enyo mu players. Ye be we no. Some players na ye be omo some na the best no under 20 no mu nyam bi nra na. There be. Bakokuranim. This was under 19 in 2025. And by now omo under 24.
Yeah.
And nya so omo aburusu. So won ti asie under 19. And by now no omo the one you kwa omo no
20 years.
It's only within. But the ban is saying no monka hobi. But we are here in this country always blaming and putting fingers across and pointing fingers at people. Meanwhile, you person run your football ne enkoya. And nyama we ne bit Myanmar football na peja no. Morocco, come Mohammed VI. Onim kwa ofa so is Morocco aye the Morocco that we are all hailing and talking about. Almost share omo project na no one kasa na din bottom ska. And omo de year, omo build 15 academies around the country. And then boys omunya 15,000 young boys out of the academies omo build nationwide 15,000 and omunya and omuya man say there be yan pick the best out of them because 15,000 a bloated one beat me abem yan pick the best omo pick the best no fast forward say am no ka say World Cup a boy and AFCON near the omo ball ubo say enum na players ni nyina free omo ba. And our project now say enticing to outsiders.
Yeah, then
that is it.
May I say, Kingsman, Gabi, so na yenin kakra.
Let me start from Kotoko. And you see, there is this thing na me pewo psychology say the necessary evil. We nipa na utimi spake the necessary evil tantrum adia we be akoso. There are some things that are considered very evil in the society, but they are very necessary. And in the Bible, time Abraham was a man in a year and a bisa no sin in Yaba. Mochantro a evil, but was very necessary. Santro ne CV non kwa. So it's considered evil by or very necessary. There was examples in the Bible. Tuti muse timbi coach bi nyade na fanse na kwa tia coach no alloke. You see, my coach and the pump coach, and the new one will come and will work necessary evil. It's not sportsmanship, but a boy baby. So what's Kotoko is the necessary evil. Kwame Poku asemo bekabiano, Kotoko coach on to me ne juma. The Kwame Poku faction will say everything is the necessary evil. This is the proper time. Let me tell you one thing. Sa old players or mobile team na performance in Koya. Unimadi they become politicians. On behalf.
Okay.
Kwame Poku no krepe womni say coach ni here performance. He needed to go. That is the reality. Say coach buy a more game. Coach didn't so on a report. Na me ka say be chance Vinicius Junior na ye kan. Unim say Mourinho ni Alonso ye juma. So eye den ya obedi nkomo Real Madrid. Nti ni Alonso mo Vini di ye ni bi obeka dia che Mourinho. An kwa ka mo bi nti anwia penalty akodo. So football sad ni wo me say coaches no mu di nkomo. O Kwame Poku they Kotoko fraction sacrifice one player because of you. Ntokwana ebo ni justice blame them no. Uti justice interview na. Ye kan kwa kade na Gabi osesi. Nanka ye kan kwa decision nanka was dey. Ka was two players in Obiako and Kwame Krako.
Yes.
But ye sacrifice you because or see according to me quoting some justice kind. Or see no oko baby no say peni bi ka se Kwame de. Reference from interview on Ebra Penin kan come here. So it means they loved Kwame. then a buyer need a Kwame Yeseko. And moon project asem na Kwame de beto no Kotoko bi anya ka odie mu. They had enough of Kwame. So Kwame say at the proper time obekasa on kai say kwan na ofro course no o say na bia baba bi. Na munim nsem Kwame poko esi akra na say Jude kata so no ne niam oye o makata so. At the point in time, Justice wanted to blow everything up. But this same media here because he empesa Kotoko mbetiti.
Yeah.
Now protect Kotoko for fans near their protect Ukrumai. Sisi I didn't Kwame offer Kotoko team no. God me bisau. Is it performance? Is it experience? Is it leadership? If a leadership, one of the major problem at Kotoko Nyai was indiscipline.
Also, you're a senior player.
Real Madrid, I didn't be an Ekumi, Kavaja, Monaminti of Mujayu. Musia Kavaja contract restriction. Born Kavaja, Wintimimbo. So the only thing we expect from a senior player is the discipline. But tell me, West Musabi did some now see more contract restriction. It doesn't make sense. So Kwame, born above him. Untimin Crown was Siamo. So the only thing I can do back home is discipline. Meaning if I'm making sense.
Yes, of course.
But discipline is indiscipline is taking a different dive because we are paying near we are crying. So if the Kotoko team needs to advise these young guys and who the senior player they need to shout your bodies are Juma go. Because senior players need with team and your politics or behind new coach, you know. Kwame Poku faction, no. Kotoko want to go forward. In the same justice Blake Koye, sending if the team no can be guani. The same ne buy and enjoy. Then some no the other two abonteno. It feels very threatening. Me abonteno meka because no more a Kotoko player. And Kotoko have really respected them because they were a huge brand. Meaning so much cover Kwame Poku Sembe so baby. And Kotoko supporters in it. Me ma sembi Kwame Poku bekan be a mom besparkly. They should just leave it. That's how our institution work. Kwame should be professional enough. Also, who's Anyamawi? Kwame, so when you're professional, Kotoko Krobiano, Ebe Kawa, Untimi, Kansemin Guhunfi. It's taking a new direction. So, Nyobe Kambiano, say, Coach Ibano, about 1, 2, 3 games near Koya, oh, be a crowd, you may free so. But the reality of the matter, you say, Kwame, you're sacrificing a player back with them out. The performance is not coming. The only thing they expect from a senior player was discipline. But you cannot even command the dressing room. So them na Kwame pe Okotoko team nim. Kwame Poku dey na pe Okotoko team nim. So he can come. Obianka said sometimes you can feel free. Uye Jumana ground in a very chaos. Yenka say ye kan kasa boache. Ba ho balance books.
Okay.
O balance books we say. Then na wo dey ma Kotoko team this year. So Kotoko be coward now am tell na into academy. Debi. So Kotoko Kwame Poku and Kai say the sacrifice Obiama no say Obeba out. They are ready for him on no mechanism. But the reality is say the necessary evil gear has been sparked by Kotoko and it's the best for now. It's very good. Sometimes these players tend to be politicians and you need to do the needful. And the BM Mediama. The BM was saying currently as we're speaking, Megana ha club bakwa. Or mama football ne branding na ye fepa bako. Eye Mediama. Ye mo mama so kremi. Then two. Kafa momo kwan say at this stage games no betimi abo watako. The days of Bekum Chelsea, edu baby a Champions League no mo ball away from home no. One thing at that time, as a young boy and I media check akra, Monsieur Ani say ejuma temper back we team oba away from home. Because Champions League ne do baby. So money to kwan ko no mo ko stadium mo bo supporters, the number 12 men, the euphoria, the zeal, omo team lead you omo now, Obanasa will bow away from home. You're missing a lot from the team.
Okay.
How media mafosia brand your team? Me say ye kawa. My young started Champions League. There will be more to it because they can strategically plan things that will put people to their game.
Yeah.
And you want to say media member game not their taste about people from all walks of different areas.
And they have been doing it so far. Some started Ghana Premier League.
So the only thing they need is stadium for the biggest competition. Say a free more. And I'm very happy. Say ye dear more. Because currently they are wanting more multi-football now see. And game na nyapon nkwa na win you. The supporters will conquer a lot of magic for them. So I'm very happy. Ya when ye ebetimi akoma mo. Na minim say more time na me person can report na wo kan no. Ka wo kan na ye kan wasem kakra.
On say report now afi no mo ode ko.
Okay.
No makwa akodi nkomo so ekodu wi a.
Okay.
And ye behu the more details of
it. Pensem wom papa. Gabi sem ho. Coach ni report no. Nsem wom papa. or the man in massage bibia on fancosa no famra.
The money at
Dabi on fancosa. Coach Odim said, Jiggy Baquam. I said, Minim seven moon is also pen or crop and on your massage be on fanco roll.
Okay.
On for Bianco. John Semka. It's in your but for now.
I think so by next week, dear. Name is ISO
the
clear
only
that.
thing I'm waiting for is a report we.
Okay. Now yet to me Eddie Hunko ye. 454545. Me ma me listeners ne kakra near where see beja kakra we na ye de adanda near ma. Black Queen say a yahwe kakra o. Ye di a time ni nyina o. Ye di a time ni nyina so. Amanse Community Bank PLC as a open the bank be edijuma Amanse Community Bank PLC na ese woni womo edi ejuma womo ma niam betimi abo service account, current account, susu accounts, fixed deposit account no womo ma so opportunity ni nyina na eba no loans so commercial loans, overdraft, salary loan, both government and afi private sector ni nyina womo ma loans eba no pensioner loans no mo di bi ma simisu loans no benya bi enso ewa Manse Community Bank PLC microfinance so so loan no mo ma bi for encoso loan and a group and individual loan no eba flexi cash loan nyina Amanse Community Bank PLC but yaso yakese ewo Antwerp Krome hona head office no ewo Manso Nkwanta Manso Adubia Manso data no bekwai odo ani chemu post office in Chomo ho Anwan Nkwanta obenyo omo afi oko obuase a eno nso womo enso ewo akokare ubeja womo nso ewo ho asem eno asem campus ho afi Roma he womo ho Santase ubenyo omo mu Benopuku Wari school in Chen so for lie enso the new transport terminal womo ewo ho ana akwa ahojo nso atenga chance ubenyo omo ene omo ni nkomo ewo 0247200013 ana 05016540 0501646414 na wanya Amanse amuzu hair food nso de witimi ne befu peche na ya kama pacho wuti ase na ya nyina no pacho me se obeso witimi efu disafa tro de na ebe ni nyina kama edema na otiri ho afu park ni nyina ne ebe duedue ni nyina edema ne ya muzu hair food eno ana mekamfo edi amampacho de tie ne Dr. Muzu na edi aba wodi wani chemu na opedodo atu anu ya muzu Johnson tafunsha so womo no message 0242955056 na wagna amuzu hair food muma memra na mehwese bia ye koles ni nya kakra se kakra bi ka dia na eja yetimi e dia ba bedi enkoma aka no e wo show no so bacho ofra wadawro mana waye ni ntietem na eja unia nso etimi abaso bi na eno nso etimi aboye pa for the sake of mu a mo nsheda enim eye numbers ni ntinitem bia no eya na prefer eja mede beto achi kakra de ye tudo ade na ye bibi beta emsa stam go so me huna metumi de aba ma me se menya me first caller na me nya adwuma e wo so hallo
already that thing come out of your who ade mo
Amos Mensa
papa airport about me jimi na I somehow hey nya me se kana to de emo ye de nanu ko head playing them players no test papa the coach be kan no mo ye o mo na she Paul wan kata e ti say yaru de oba na nam so no when the o mo na she Paul man kata na check no bet for babia up kata no mo ye no ho no Mr. Players no the coach is make bia bet o mo ye bia no o mo ni so papa na supporters say the same idea ani gena efi train gano o mo fa Mr. League no nyama ba kon time me that
okay benso be that so for the sake of mamonye okay with numbers now bribia 0322083581 0332083582 835 and that's 83584 na onso afre aba so hello went to nyina so fa ofro for me hello yes sir okay, over go
one to the other one, over time, your class, so get them to pass for an answer. For some idea, the January didn't tell him a job. The Japanese for a pa. Now, they're not there to find it, so I can't have it.
Danla, they trading Kakan Wasa said, na official you be in your mind.
You're fine.
Okay, yo, Minsumeda say, Min comment, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
For the Plasco, we are smooth side.
Okay, Plasco, I mean, Tiwe.
Yo, Jamaica na say o should this year to call penny for any coach in case your mom to the team now. You know my because your blood power last year your blood pop because we should go to pa you could pa they say I had o should in the boy na say matter this last year o should my pa you say nyama anko ye but this year hey you tell this year how we play our call let us to continue so what you call what you team do call you say matter therefore so bien c'est tout le matter je sais de c'est no what is to be I go feel this is the question you answer you don't find that that is said inshallah no what be
okay menso me da se pa pinko be me hello yes sir
when you tell Maboko.
Okay, Pacho Mamintie we.
You see the Cotonou do. She seems to be the no diable see from Kawakama.
Okay, mention me that say, men come in scholar, so hello.
Gabi.
Dankwe.
Baby, you heard Joel.
Hey, Joel.
I have no comment. Dankwe or call you.
Joel Mamintie we.
I know about 3 days in my transfer should be everybody had the same but we are supporting her in the I'm so granted this season dear Gabi this moji they say yes now
Okay.
Because my son no man back home and send but film man there for never come one Gabi
Okay.
Yeah me come
Joe menso be da say hello.
Hello, Gabi Thuram, the foreigner.
Yes sir.
Wabudine. Jamna ni meka
Jamna. Babi tiwe.
Kotoko na yeshe this season there more born managers can no more Yesu mai.
Okay.
Na kwampu kuma ni dai.
This year there on Kotoko mo obi our party ways.
Oh ene young competing from Wabache. Na half neto time this way. I Chelsea neto time no.
Na Tottenham said Chelsea 2-1. O ma point 2-1 na no me apo. You
Na ba me kono be very.
Adwene bani nti eno na apeso obi same ame ya we. Hello.
Hello.
Yes sir.
Good afternoon, good morning.
Good morning. Efoni ana.
Mo desire.
Na me adom boko pa.
Afoni kinika. O bo se hansin yo de.
Efo mamintie we.
No Jumapa. This year is rapping for woman Colano. The way I move and Chian Colano can ye be Muslim because the way Chian Colano payment and also Kawan and Colano ball. I want to meet your move. It has to be winning a China or lose. As we winning a China will lose much baby and draw on a dozen. This year is Rome, Yempe and a dozen. That was it.
Okay, if we answer that, say, Minko Benime, hello.
Yes, sir.
Kwaku. Hey, Robert, I am Mabume.
Robert, but you guys are going to get around.
Robert, young go.
I'm a Mr. Professor Jwarabi, and a chairman and everything. Now, which mine, okay. Now, Taka Mikan is I will have brought that out to Kupa. It's a young I do my coach about. Now, coach, you have many years and a down. So, I have to put similar you know. Any morning, and your woman is like a many one I have. Don't tell me management. I'm going to out with the management of which you are. No many press look at the press, don't say, management. No one yet is the management now. I'm more hard to put tomorrow, which we the press that out with it. Plan to crack at the one of the book with Giatrano. This is here, on your heart to focus to now how to focus to Ayapono. Let us see.
Okay, and so I say, Mammy for framing, come in, hello.
Hello, Gabi Thuram.
Yes, sir.
Hey, foreigner man. Me trying to pay me go to a boss 50.
Okay.
But you na yes you move for any match because he say what you are meeting in the boy.
When they move party you. Now pre-season so my fan we can pay 2-1. Tottenham Chelsea 2-1.
And to move and name place na the boy. Such academy place.
Dio baba baba dia na dia bi dia hima biem na be kakai
Nami aduma me say Arsenal so me say defend the league no. Na this year na has a league no. You will say that about bet mama baba.
Go the member be 2 beans na ya mra hello
Gabi Thuram the final.
Why
Odaruba unya bema uyibo ati.
Oyibo
ni na mdo. Mama mo abaso obo aduma na no nchache makuka oda number 1. Okay, quite you super treasure order number 3. Eda Adiki, second vice, on the number 3. Gabi, maybe the American say Kotoko coach now about. Yeah, be obey behavior. I'm coming. Ma also so be also. Yenya bro, you pay new direction. A 2-year player. Now you are going to say with your own word there. Now management back on chair, your coach back on chair. Dear Gabi, I'm coming. You hear new direction. But on Yenya break. That previous administration. Okay.
Oyibo me da say last hour na yam fancy na yam ra me prepare kra. Hello.
Gabi Thuram the foreigner.
Yes, sir, boss.
Gabi dankwe ni me do dunya hini.
Dankwe afi no baba. Yes, u kwa yi.
Jana sam crowd. Gabi Chelsea pa against 11. Near the Asha last minute. Yeah, best you defenders. Now the lap into what doesn't mean I'm Chelsea here.
One say.
Oh, munya na kwa no omwa.
Okay.
Now aso focus you team no me am empany for na baso. Ya njo hwe tire ni soldiers ni di players ni di. Na mo mfu e twetwe mo na ahwe afo de o de ba. Okay. Say I had the papa am chairman Coca ana question no bank makra.
Well, men so be da say pa busia ya dem course ni nyina this year nim say na eja ya timi appreciate na Kingsman wa sorry no oncha hu. O de ya na ncha na ya o de okay matia say ya for birthday ni fama me.
We Mrs. Lordia atasewa na me amakonta yere no.
Okay.
And a birthday into imagine that's no a very beautiful woman. And your birthday and for Quenya we so wish you a very happy birthday. Yankupun show on your kese on you for dumu fa nkwadum we free miame ene meyere and na afi ma contact chinchirenchi and the wish you a very happy birthday Yankupun show no pa Lord ya atasewa.
Okay, so Prince Bedase dude
Aliyah caught now the one and only the super fantastic incoming chairman, the Penasem, the unifier, the charismatic leader, or Denehu Kweku Apia, aka Koka, Ashanti region, Akuma, NPP Akuma, and Ope Baby Obia Michiano, Koka, the SCN Medada, Utie, Adia Mepen or Kenny Pabum, or Brennan Wase, Unimajumanso. Okay, chairman one, Michiao Enano Pay.
Tilo young kwai
ana bonaparte pa wona
o da bi wi odi en abusia pe ni mi wi ana ma prepare
okay na ana senior journalist Bismarck ya enkroma yeboa ne baba birthday ohima Rahel ana ya ohima birthday and to ohima happy birthday to you no cause you state ana kupon show no koso ana onyo kese doron sabe so bia erade emanenye kama emfa emawo sansura menkasa me player maboa e wa tonsu esrai ere maboa e birthday and the champion player happy birthday to you ponshao no koso ana onyo kese doron sabe so bia erade emanenye kama entimi emfamawo na Pauli GH Pauli
yeah
on the wife Leticia
and Leticia birthday
and your mobile birthday
small girl no
and then when you 3 years see
na no yeah
female sir
3
years no abena konadu anane and your birthday and when you female sir to anga so papa Pauli GH and for mame international nurse Leticia omina say French from so near ma awoda pe ko ponshao no koswana onyo kase ma onyini na be peni papa efama oman konkron Ghana.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Parking ensu etie international parking HE din was a over biasa the accolades near me na necessary I know say the accolades year me there am so be day
parking the no chela sa was na say o the bibi ba
za maybe
o jam maybe odama
there party by but yeah Habib Muhammad sisi Habibu nso wɔ Germany na
professor
wa say yema abaye awodapa ene na woda Eham Alasan Januyo ene na woda enti we de Habibu say we show happy birthday nyame insha na omo wa woda enye from wakuma so ade bia Eham Alasan Januyo happy birthday nyame mu akuma so ade enso embrem
say ye twen
abrohafo ni nyama
na onu say nyame aduma 15 fia na Krobia ebe no wedding no ya Krobia Evans Asante Krobia Kumasi F okay ya ifo dondo obwase chichire
wenya bi
then sa to bi kama na picture no picture bia no be ma no wo chi na bia nkoba no we de oba na su no mu achiri so oba no na ekoware Ocho Krobia wachiguo wachiguo ti ya aduma 15th August ya Evans Asante and Regina oboase chichire
okay
ampeye bedwa and you know cyber di we dey some trouble we
as a job for where
and taking ejinem
na okay and come back baby say question but question maybe na besa ba beto abo binti
na be church wachiguo
de ko abia ya de dwuma de ni nyina de ase ya so ba de anko ye no mfa nche de ekoye nso ye mfa ase da mfa manya nkropo ma da se ne ye beba ne ya ba beto aso e de ama ba me de atena beba atena me de air for winted bit ni nyina de bebra exactly 1:32 3 p.m. ye de updating kwa ana de ba me na me de say
ana senior journalist
na me de say me gina musa enti ye be adwuma kama I sure from Gabi Thuram the foreigner wuti judo usuba fonka ana Kingsman Kalala so wote nenka ana say presence so no wote nenka ewo adwuma de so ko ba na ja wa prepare chiri e de ama na ada ndi asama